The host welcomes everyone to the broadcast, brought to you by Camp, a live stream of some twisted game. I brace myself. The theme is announced. The most dangerous game with the highest virtual death rate. Destination, a hospital. A hint flashes on screen. New players keep entering this nightmare world. We complete terrifying tasks. Those who finish get rich rewards. Money, power, even immortality. I mutter, how exciting. Someone asked if I don't know that this show is a huge hit. Failures get their lives permanently deducted until death. The host wonders who the new players are, smirking. I whisper, what? The audience laughs, saying the host was fooled. More laughter follows. I tell someone to stop laughing. They yell to start the show already. Among the newcomers, there's a player with a spirit power of 101. The host says to watch closely. I blink and ask where I am. Here, the main mission pops up. Find a keycard and escape. Somewhere, a scream echoes. A voice begs to be held. An old man says he needs to use the bathroom. He asks me to help him get up. I see another type of monster. Super strong in combat, but it can't move. And its attack range is tiny. It even has a fatal weakness. The old man thanks me, calling me young man. He says, come closer. Just a little bit more. He tells me to touch his hand. I shush him. He asks what I'm doing, his voice sharp. I say I'll ask him a question. If he answers correctly, I'll take him to the bathroom. He asks what happens if he's wrong. I say I'll cut off his dog head. He agrees nervously, telling me to ask. I ask him how many leg hairs he has. He begs me not to kill him. He pleads for another question. He says to ask one more. I ask where the hospital key card is. He says there are 3 key cards. One is on the director, one in logistics, and... He apologizes, saying he's out of questions. I say I don't have that many. He curses, saying I have no martial virtue, bullying an old man with a catheter. My soul weapon breaks through the ghost's resentment. It's unsealed. The scalpel can now deal extra damage to ghosts. I killed old man Lou. The scalpel gets a slight boost. The game directs me to the school hospital. I think about this new player. I'm not scared. A hidden mission appears. Old man Lou's last wish. A file bag in my hand contains a property deed. It was his only savings in life. His daughter was studying abroad to get it. But she died in an elevator accident, and the matter was dropped. He begs me to kill the director for him. In exchange, this property deed will be mine. I exclaim, wow, awesome. The audience says this newcomer triggered a hidden mission. Someone asks who is looking down on him. They say to speak up. They spam 666, saying it's a bit accidental. But they admit his performance is good. His mindset, judgment, and reactions don't seem like a rookie. They say he's terrifyingly calm. Old man Lou hinted to Zhao Yi that his daughter died in the elevator, which means the hospital elevator is off limits. But then they see me heading straight for the elevator. The spirit in the elevator is probably old man Lou's daughter. I step inside. They groan, saying it's over. A newcomer after all, not thinking it through. They predict I'll die. They shout danger. They say he's dead again. They mutter that an elevator is a live coffin. In a world this dangerous, entering an elevator is foolish. I ask, is this useful? A ghost wails, it died so tragically. I ask if she's Lu Shui, old man Lu's daughter. She confirms she is. She asks if I'm here to avenge her. I say no. I tell her father has a special gift for her. A property deed he left specifically for her. He asked me to deliver it in person. She repeats that he left her the deed. She scoffs, saying he finally kept it for her. I think it's enough. But I tell her to first tell me her story. I ask if she didn't die by accident. Why seek revenge? She says everyone thought it was an accident, but it wasn't. Emphatically not. The director murdered her, pushing her off the roof. She says to kill him. Bring his head here. She promises a rich reward. No system prompt appears. I realize she's lying. I ask if the director has any weaknesses. She says he's the strongest ghost here, but also the weakest, unlike other ghosts. He doesn't know he's dead. If I can make him realize it, his obsession will vanish. And his power with it. I say, I see. I give the property deed back to her. I promise to help her get revenge. I notice something stuck under the bag. The audience murmurs, impressive. The deed was the female ghost's obsession, using it to distract her. She let her guard down. Normally, physical attacks on ghosts are useless, but Zhao Yi is a newbie, and the dungeon is hell, so the ghost's physical resistance is lowered. The audience praises my performance. Someone suggests recruiting me into their guild. The ghost accuses me of scheming. I retort that her head is quite bouncy. I say exactly. She stammers, asking what I'm doing. She begs me not to kill her. I say my knife is fast, it won't hurt. I step back, muttering not bad. A ghost asks if I need help. Another ghost mutters that I'm terrifying. It says it needs to run faster. I say I'm amazed these people are so fierce. They scared the ghosts away. Someone can't believe I played the female ghost's head like a basketball. I feel different with my increased power. Feeling good. A little manic. I head to the first floor to find a map. I need proof. To show the director he's dead. The journey is tough. Maybe there'll be setbacks. The audience wonders what I'm doing now. Not looking for the key card. Looks like I'm printing something. They expect me to find the key card after. According to the map. To get to the director's office, I have to cross a corridor. It's coming up. The ghostly corridor lowers mental stats. Can't stay long. I recall a room deep in a ghost house. Traps a crying ghost. There's some side mission. Yeah, and more than one ghost there. Newbies die there easily. These hells are mental pollution for normal people. But for me, long ago, I heard countless voices every day. From waking up until just before sleep. Those sounds, far more miserable than what I hear now. Each one full of malice. So this place feels like home to me. Incredibly familiar. I think too twisted. Someone comments on how inhuman I am. A side quest is triggered. Help the crying ghost fulfill its wish. I stare at the guy. Is he even human anymore? A side quest pops up on my interface. It says, help the crybaby fulfill his wish. The door isn't locked from the inside. That's suspicious. I hold my breath. This is terrifying. The moment Zhao Yi opens that door, he's dead. I can feel it. Every second feels like a year. I let out a sigh. But he doesn't open the door. Huh. Wow, he's cautious. Respect. The door is marked as extremely dangerous. It can be destroyed with enough force. Simple data is all I need to figure this out. Is this scumbag too reckless for his own good? I scream internally. A full chorus of ass. If I ever meet him again, I'm keeping my distance. I decide he's a complete madman. A notification. You have killed the door ghost. Your soul weapon has been enhanced. It says. I check. Nothing obvious changed. The boost must be microscopic. Great. The door seems pleased with him now. The crybaby is an ultimate threat. I saw everything he did to kill that door ghost. The crybaby begs, don't kill me. He repeats it, don't kill me. Again, don't kill me. And again, don't kill me. Most people would lose their minds from that repetition. I check his sanity stat. Still 101. He's completely unfazed. Incredible. Is he really going to walk over and kill the crybaby? I've heard the crybaby has other attack methods. I never expected this. A guy so decisive and ruthless also has a gentle side. Weird. His overall strategy is smart though. First, intimidate the ghost. Then calm it down. This builds trust with the ghost. Pretty clever. It'll help a lot with finishing the side quest. The red dress goddess shows up in the chat. Someone asks, Goddess, can I have an autograph? Then, do you need a backup boyfriend? If not, mind having one more? Goddess, let me hold your glass. She snaps, get lost. The guy cheers. The goddess yelled at me. I'm going to replay that 1,000 times. Someone muses that this year's new players are interesting. They say they just came from another stream, a chubby newbie's channel. That guy cleared the Hunter game in only 46 minutes. He broke a record no one had touched in 3 years. This newbie, Zhao Yi, is no pushover either. I'm curious what this respect quest really is. The crybaby asks, "You're not here to kill me, right?" He whimpers, "I've been here so long. Finally, someone's come to help me." He starts his story. "My mom got really sick. This hospital said they could cure her, but they needed a huge amount of money. I think, this position is better for putting force into it." The crybaby continues, "We were poor growing up." I mutter, "Good boy, this angle is perfect for the blade." He says, and then. I think, whoa. He decides safe now. The crybaby is marked as an ultimate danger. That means he has some way to kill me. So, better to just kill him. Killing him would boost my spirit and aura. I get the crybaby's diary as an item too. I wonder, where did Lord Seacombe go? The diary doesn't have any useful info. Waste. A voice calls out, "Son." Is your mother? I look, what's he doing now? I shrug. No idea. Maybe he's exploring the map. He's eliminating possibilities. The crybaby mentioned his sick mom a lot, so the side quest must be about her. If Zhao Yi finds the crybaby's mother, he can continue the quest. Oh, he found it. I realize Dr. Zhao is checking which rooms have women. Damn, that's smart. If that's the strategy, then this newbie is terrifyingly good. There's only one female ghost on this floor. She must be the crybaby's mother. He asks politely, "Hello, are you Zhao's mother?" She answers, "I'm Hui Jin." I know, she's an ultimate threat too. He says, "Great, I finally found you. Sorry to ask, but is your husband or any relatives at the hospital?" She says no. He relaxes. He says, "Good, so I don't have to run around." Running around looking for people is such a hassle. He says bye. I gasp. Holy crap. Is that it? What did he just do? A normal person would try to get more info from the female ghost. They continue this side quest. But he asked about other family members. He's going after her whole family. I feel a chill down my spine. This newbie is terrifying. To prevent the crybaby's family from taking revenge, he's proactively killing them all, genocide style. Is he a psychologist or a psychopath? He says, "Now I can finally go to the director's office." I shudder. So scary. The system notes, "Director of Giant Image Hospital. Extremely dangerous. Do not attempt to confront him head on." He thinks, can't confront him head on. Then I'll do it this way. I wonder what he's doing now. Looks like he's drawing something. I gasp. Ah, the boss moved too fast. There was no chance to fight back. His head got eaten again. I go, oh. The system says, 10th question, good news. I mutter, it's shit. Yeah, it's definitely shit. Notification, you have killed the dungeon boss. Flexible weapon enhanced. Attributes slightly increased. I think print. So that's what the printed paper was for. How'd he kill the boss so easily? Is Kunlun damage some kind of advanced stat? From the Crybaby's diary. This town was invaded by some mysterious force. The director was such an important boss. There should be more info, right? I'm kind of curious what invaded this place. He says, probably nothing else. Let's go. A warning flashes. Warning. Unknown. Extremely dangerous. Do not let it leave your sight, or something horrible will happen. There's another hidden boss. I say hello. No prompts trigger. Probably not this dungeon's hidden boss. The system says, dungeon cleared. Starting teleport now. A message. Welcome to the safe zone, Yongla Camp. In the safe zone, you can watch any new player's stream. I realize I'm still in the game. It adds so you can also... The safe zone isn't the only one. Share dungeon tips or territory expansion experience. I think nothing to share right now. It suggests choose a guild. I decide to get the basic info first. He exclaim, holy crap, man. What kind of legend are you? Someone says, so many big guilds invited you. I ask, is that impressive? He confirms, very impressive. These big guilds almost never take newbies. Inviting you is a huge exception. Joining them gives you tons of resources. You can speed through world quests. Your survival rate in this game skyrockets. He begs, so please take me with you. I say sorry. I'm not interested in any of them. I figure points come from clearing dungeons. So if I want good items, I'll need to grind. I check the other options. I think, alright, which guild I join doesn't really matter to me. I notice, Gushuan Town, Giant Image Hospital Director's Letter. It mentions the town nearby. A guild is nearby. Good. I say, interesting. Someone remarks, how amusing. This year's top newbie actually insists on joining our guild. I mutter a blessing. Fusho Wuyang Tianzuan. I nod, thinking it over. Just like that. Which guild to join, then? I chew my lip. Seems like it doesn't matter much to me anyway. I recall the letter from the director of Gushuan Town, Giant's Hospital. The town he mentioned, that's the place. This guild is near him. Good, that settles it. I hear a surprise yo from somewhere nearby. A voice mutters that this is really interesting. They comment on this year's newbie who's ranked first. Can you believe it? The top rookie actually wants to join their guild. Someone utters a blessing. May blessings and longevity be boundless. I roll my eyes. I wonder if this guy's got any offers from top guilds. Or maybe this year's rookies are just that pathetic. Even the top ranker can't tempt those old ghosts. A rookie who scored an S+ rating in a nightmare dungeon like Colossus Hospital. I mean, seriously, what do you think? So why'd he pick our guild? He said he's really interested in Ancient Mystery Town. Unklakwan, Aitus. Ancient Mystery Town seems tied to our world mission. You guys never work on the world mission. All you do is fight and kill. And look at the guild now, still a mess. New members are running off. Huh. Isn't that just following your example? Fish rots from the head down. Don't pin that on us. Let him in. It's rare a newbie still wants to join us. Remember, don't bully the new guy. Player Zhao Yi joins the All Slackers Guild. Join the All Slackers Guild. This rookie's definitely unusual. Vice President. Someone dug up Zhao Yi's background from the real world. Let me see that. He was famous in the industry. Yes, he cured nearly 1,000 severe mental illness patients. And completely cured too. No side effects whatsoever. Whether they had depression or violent tendencies. Severely twisted, pathological minds. Everyone who came through him always got healed. But the patients he cured all forgot the treatment process. Memories related to the treatment mysteriously vanished too. So in the industry, people rarely used his real name. They gave him a special nickname instead. The Forgotten Angel. The Forgotten Angel. Go call that demon Ball here. Vice President. Ball was killed by other players in the last dungeon. He was killed by other players. Right now, his kill count is way too high. The system locked him in the killing field. He won't be out for 2 or 3 days. I still have time. I can wait a bit more. Vejome, Zhao Yi. This is the All Slackers Guild territory. What? Don't we look like slackers? Alright, I haven't introduced myself. My name is Lou Ruaching. I'm the guild's reviewer. You can call me Sister Lou. Come on, I'll take you to meet the other slackers. I'm back. The guy in the black-rimmed glasses is our guild leader. You can call him Quan Shu. The Ice Queen is Meng Jiao, our vice president. And this is the divine stick Taoist, Jiang Shao, who loves swindling. I, the Taoist, know astronomy above, and geography below, fortune-telling and divination. Never charge a single coin extra. How am I a divine stick? Ah, don't listen to his nonsense. Come, I've arranged a room for you. I specially applied for it. Room number 404. Very auspicious. Thank you, Taoist. Don't mess with him. I'll take him to the dorm. Once bound to the room, this room becomes your safe house. Except with your permission. No one else can enter. Basic info collected. Private bathroom. Hot water, 24/7. Food and water. You have to scavenge from an abandoned train station 2 kilometers away. No, wait. I mean collect. You need at least level 3 to enter. Your level isn't high enough. Sister can provide you with some for now. Thanks, Sister Lou. You're welcome. Come to the living room tomorrow night. I'll give you newbies a rough overview of the Hell game process. I'll give you a rough overview. All right. Don't go outside the apartment for now. Those places aren't safe. Is this the briefing for us newbies about the Hell game? Probably. I wonder what this guild's like. Didn't expect this Slackers Guild to have so many new recruits. Ah, that's kind of surprising. Everyone's here. I'll keep it brief. I'm the guild leader of the All Slackers Guild. You can call me Quan Shu. The world we're in now is a world of chaotic laws. The chaotic realm is extremely dangerous. Only this guild building is absolutely safe. As players of the Hell game, you have 2 main tasks. One is dungeon missions. The other is world missions. Dungeon missions must be completed once a month, at most twice. Notably, you might get matched with other players in the same dungeon. Killing and robbing is common. So don't trust anyone easily. As for world missions, do them if you're interested. If not, or if you're scared, skip them. The guild won't force you. Any questions now? I have a question. Me too. Since no one has questions, meeting adjourned. Is this guild this irresponsible? Damn, feels like I've jumped onto a pirate ship. You chose to apply to the Slackers Guild. Don't blame others. I only applied because the top ranker joined this guild, so I followed. Actually, everything about the game can be looked up in the system. Whether they explain or not doesn't matter. Look at these slackers. They're too laid back. They don't even pretend. Haven't touched the world mission at all. 2 years since the guild was founded. Still stuck on the tutorial. But actually, this is fine. I can experience the story from the very beginning. See clearly what really happened in ancient Mystery Town back then. The abandoned station is only 2 kilometers away. Not a long walk, but 80% of the station is in shadow, meaning those areas are likely tied to missions, and the danger there exceeds level 1 to 3. Can't go yet. Anyway, the guild storage has a mountain of food. Won't run out soon. For now, the priority is to quickly raise my level and points, then exchange for needed items in the shop. Matching in progress. Please wait. Match successful. Welcome to Stone Mountain University. Achel difficulty. Last dungeon was normal difficulty. Almost tortured me to death. What do I do with hell difficulty this time? If I die again, I'll only have 5 points left. Died 3 times in the last dungeon. Lost 15 points. What do I do? Once health hits 0 in a dungeon, you die for real. Alright, teammates. Let me check my teammates. Maybe one of them is strong. Oh no. The 3 of them are lower level than me. They're fresh, brand new newbies. Especially that Zhao Yi guy. He's still looking around carefreely. Forget it. I'll have to rely on myself. It's lunch break now. Got to use this time to exchange info with them. Listen up, we're facing unprecedented difficulty and danger. In the next 7 days, we have to work together to have any chance of surviving. What do you guys think about this dungeon? Just enter the game. No info at all. What the hell is there to think? Yeah, seriously. Completely in the dark. The first floor classrooms aren't even full. Assuming 46 seats per classroom. Then each room has over 23 people. I muttered to myself, that's an interesting phenomenon. I chew on it, trying to figure out what it means. But what does it predict? I turn to Zhao Yi and ask what he thinks, hoping to spark some brainstorming. I emphasize that we need to communicate more if we want to survive. I glance at Zhao Yi and warn that only by sharing info can we make it out alive. His name, Zhao Yi, rings a bell. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. I gasp, a spark of recognition hitting me. And then it clicks. I remember now. I blurt out, asking if he's that rookie, the one everyone talks about. The guy who tackled the hell difficulty instance, Juxiang Hospital, and he scored an S+ rating, topping the rookie leaderboard. I repeat it in disbelief. Hell difficulty instance. S+ rating, #1 rookie. It boggles my mind. Imota, freaking awesome. My voice drips with awe. I realize this is a real powerhouse, someone who clawed their way out of millions of players. I practically beg, big shot, take us under your wing, hoping to latch on his coattails. He starts by asking us a question, his tone shifting to serious. He asks if we still remember our assigned seats. Someone says they remember. Of course they do. Then they ask what's wrong, sensing something off. I notice Shintao's face looks pale, almost sickly. I ask him what's going on, worried about him. He stammers that he thinks he forgot his own seat. I turn to Zhao Yi and mutter, "Hey, boss." I ask him if it really matters that much. He admits he's not sure if other spots are dangerous, but he points out that our starting points, our spawns, are safe for a while. He advises that if we can't remember, we should think of landmarks we memorized. If we really can't recall, he says to try harder. We can think back to any reference point we remember. The school bell rings, cutting off our discussion. He says we should head back to the classroom. He predicts that if nothing unexpected happens, today will be deadly. He warns that a lot of people in our class will probably die. Someone shouts, "Stand up," as the teacher enters. I watch the ghost classmates standing at attention, neutral units, it seems. I sigh in relief. They're all ghosts, but at least they're not hostile yet. Still, I'm grateful they're neutral for now. All neutral entities, no immediate threat. The teacher announces we'll have a math exam today. I wonder out loud, is the trigger condition neutral? My brain scrambles. I try to figure out if the trigger is tied to the test papers in his hand. Or maybe it's linked to their seats. Perhaps it's a combination of both. I keep theorizing, running through possibilities. The teacher starts handing out the test papers. He announces that the exam lasts 50 minutes, strict rules. No walking around or talking during the test. I notice the person in front of me is shaking violently. What is he so afraid of? I can't tell if it's the exam or something worse. I glance at the test. It's a blank sheet, no words on it. Maybe the exam is just a formality, a theatrical trick. I think to myself that it might be a show. Okay, I admit it. I have no clue what to do. I'm completely lost. I lean over and whisper, "Hey, what's the answer to question 3? Someone asks back if I even have the same test as them. I glance around. Li Yuani, seat 7 in row 1. Hashu, seat 2 in row 3. The classroom is chaos. The exam room is in total disarray, and the invigilator doesn't even bother to discipline anyone. I wonder if the trigger condition has nothing to do with exam rules. But the kid in front of me is shaking even more now. Zhao Yi is the top rookie, #1 on the leaderboard. Someone who fought through all those players to claim first place. Can't be just luck. I watch him curious. I sneak a peek at what he's doing. No way. The test questions look pretty easy. Does he really need to roll an eraser to decide his answers? The teacher snaps, "Stop looking around." He mutters that he's almost done with the multiple choice section. For the fill-in-the-blanks, he just rattles off basic math. 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Then 3724, 4628. Random numbers spill out. The teacher announces he'll see which students deserve punishment. I panic internally. Did I sit in the wrong seat? I shake my head. No, that can't be it. I notice Lin Lin's mental state is dropping, and I worry for her. I sigh, concerned about my goddess. I chuckle nervously as I see myself getting all messed up, but the teacher's still neutral. It seems disturbing the exam room isn't a death sentence. The teacher can't kill for that reason. Without a trigger, the female ghost can't attack. So she can't act. From a certain angle, she's the safest ghost in this room. The female ghost is the most harmless one here. The safest of the bunch, though that's relative. But safe now doesn't mean safe later. The teacher glares at me and asks why I'm staring. She barks that it's exam time, so I should focus. She orders me to get back to work. I decide to hold back since I'm not sure if she can kill me yet. Best to play it safe and keep quiet. She asks what I'm looking at again, suspicious. She wonders if there's something on her face. I quickly say no, and that I think she's quite pretty. I add that I just ran into a female ghost who fell to her death, her face all smashed. Her face was completely ruined, a nasty sight. I claim it scarred my fragile little heart. She shrieks, really? She asks if she's really that attractive, flustered. Then she catches herself and snaps back to business. She warns me not to suck up to her during the test. She orders me to focus on the exam. A voice cries out in terror, begging not to be killed. The plea repeats, frantic and desperate. The voice stammers. He begs a doctor figure for another chance. He pleads, promising he'll change. He swears he'll never do it again. Then a scream cuts through the air. The teacher calls out, "Teacher." Someone says they've finished the test. The teacher snaps, "Get lost. If you disrupt the exam order again, I'll cancel your qualification." He threatens to boot them from the exam. The student hurriedly agrees and scrambles away. I think I'm starting to understand the pattern now. I sarcastically remark that when tackling hell difficulty instances, maybe we should be a bit more careful. I suggest playing it safer. Someone agrees, call me a big shot. They say my earlier behavior was way too risky. They claim it almost scared Jintao to death. I explain that I was just testing the teacher. And it worked. It proves that as long as we don't trigger the death points, these NPCs are super tolerant. Our tolerance with these NPCs is very generous. So generous, in fact. Death points? Someone repeats, confused. They beg me, "Boss, please elaborate." I note that no teacher has passed by. Maybe that's a clue. I ask if anyone noticed the female ghost teacher's behavior. I conclude that the teacher has rules for killing. Rules, yeah, that's the word. Someone jokes that maybe it's just random. Pick a lucky victim for decapitation. I suggest we head to the playground for a clearer view. The open space there will give us a better perspective. During lunch break, I had observed 8 classes on lawn. I spent noon watching from the grass. If you look closely, you can see something. In the teaching building, each class has fewer students than half the seats. Every class has less than half occupancy. And the further front the class, the fewer people. The second floor situation is identical to the first. Our class is on the 3rd floor. The farthest classroom on the side is already losing seats. Many seats are now empty, but the back classrooms haven't lost anyone. I ask, what does that tell us? I speculate, what if, just what if the students' deaths come from a curse spreading through the school? Then the curse started on the 1st floor and spread. Like some kind of infection, hitting classes one by one. And now it's infected our class. This curse creates a specific rule. And anyone who breaks that rule dies. Someone stammers, so the rule is linked to exam discipline? They ask if it's about the exam rules. I shake my head. I shouted and teased the teacher, which definitely broke the rules. That should be considered disruption. But even so, the teacher didn't touch me. The invigilator didn't attack. Yet the little fat kid in front of me got his head cut off for no reason. He was killed mysteriously. He must have done something to trigger the death point. Those other dead students probably did the same thing. They all made the same mistake. And have you noticed something? The test papers and scratch paper on the empty seats are all blank. Someone gasps in realization. They confirm. They stayed in the exam room earlier and saw it too. They observed the same thing. A few students' papers were blank, and they all got killed. In the end, those with blank tests died. They wonder if the blank test is the death trigger. I shake my head. That's too naive a conclusion. The test paper isn't the death point itself. Based on my last instance, even hell difficulty main quests aren't that hard. The main mission won't be impossibly tough. The real challenge is exploring side quests, hidden tasks, and the world itself. That's where the difficulty lies. Hidden missions and world building are the tricky part. So the main quest in this instance shouldn't be too hard. If a blank test were the death trigger, players would be at the mercy of fate. They'd be helpless, just waiting to die. Someone agrees, thinking I'm right. They complain that I've talked so much, but haven't just told them the death point outright. They plead, wanting the answer. They say they don't want to die. I admit, I still don't know the exact death trigger. It's not the test paper itself, but it's probably related to it. Something to do with the paper. But there's something else I need to warn them about. No joking, this school might only have 4 living people left. Us. The rest are ghosts. We're likely the only humans in this whole building. Someone shakes Sun Tao awake, yelling his name frantically. He asks what we do next. Wait until dark? He questions why we'd wait for nightfall. I throw a question back. Do they think, as students, we have free time during the day? We're stuck in class, with no extra time to investigate. I suggest we go check out the information we want. No wonder you're the top player. You really do seem like you know what you're doing. So tonight, let's set a time and place and take a look. I agree. Let's meet at the pavilion in the back at midnight. I chime in. Can I maybe not go? I'm afraid of running into a ghost. He says I can, of course. But he warns me. If I'm all alone tonight, and I hear or see something, I absolutely must not scream, because no one will come to help, since they won't be there. He pleads, bro, don't scare me like that. I'll go, okay, he whines. I mutter, this is the finest high school, huh? The dorm room is decent, at least. Looks like the system wants me to sleep now. But suddenly everyone's gone. Something must have gone wrong. And only 3 minutes left until our meeting time. Zhao, he finally shows up. Zhao Yi, you're finally here, I say. He asks if it's just me. Where's everyone? He wonders. I tell him I haven't seen them. Everyone's disappeared. I thought even you guys were gone, I admit. He gasps. How could this happen? Did they? He starts. I don't need to overthink it. I figure nobody here has triggered a death point yet. They're most likely still alive. Judging by the scenery around us, we probably entered a sort of mother world area. This is a good thing, since it lets us explore the school deeper. I say, let's go. Let's see what the teaching building looks like now. He agrees. I let out a yelp. What is that? I ask. I don't know, but it's not human, I reply. He asks if I know it's not human, but still go toward it. Am I crazy? Are you asking for death? He worried. I explain that if it's a neutral unit, it might help us gather information. He stammers. Then, what if it isn't? I say, then I'll turn it into an ultimate human. Geez, this coat is scarier than the ghost, I mutter. I'm making a sound. He yells at it, hey, I can't see the prompt before the engine starts. Hey, don't leave, he shouts. He asks it, can we talk for a sec? He then asks me, are you always this bold? I insist, no, I'm always very cautious. He scoffs, cautious? Today you disrupted the exam right under the nose of that invigilating female ghost. I explained that was because I was 100% sure the female ghost wouldn't attack me. He asked why I suddenly stopped without warning. What are all these shadows? I wonder aloud. Not sure. Let's check our classroom, I decide. I point out that these shadows correspond with the seats of the classmates who died during the day. He shudders. That's terrifying. Where do we get past them? He asks. I say we walk. He yells for someone who can't escape the building. He insists that person can't leave the building. I start running, thinking I'll make it out easily. Someone screams for help, calling out to Zhao Yi. They keep screaming. I say, it's okay now, it's okay. He's gone now. I reassure. He asks, my ear, panicked. I tell him, your ear is fine. It will grow back after the instance ends. He cries, my goddess almost died. I snicker. No wonder he's the top player's man. If it were me, I'd probably run without looking back, I think. But he actually thought about saving someone I admire. He tells me to wait here. I'm going back in again, he says. I ask, are you crazy? You still want to go in? What if he's ambushing you? I reason. You'd be walking right into the trap, I point out. He assures me, no, I won't. The ghosts in the school aren't free to move around, he explains. They all act according to certain rules. Like that invigilator who chased us, he gives as an example. I bet he wouldn't follow us out of the building, he says. If he did, he'd break his own rules, he reasons. And he'd get a terrible punishment we can't even imagine. I ask, so you're going back in the teaching building? Because there's important information inside? I guess. I need a roster, he replies. The one the invigilator has is too dangerous. It's hard to get. There should be a spare in the office. I ask him, can you take me with you? He asks, are you sure? I'm sure, I confirm. You know, I continue. If we don't do anything, even if we clear it, our score and points will be very low. Don't worry, I promise. I won't cause you trouble. If we really run into danger, I say, you just run. Don't worry about me. I'll follow you. Maybe I can help out sometime, I offer. I then ask him, hey Zhao, why did you go to the third floor earlier to check our classroom? He says it was to verify a guess. What guess? I inquire. He proposes that the shadows in our classroom are the students who died during the day. We reach the classroom. No shadows, I note. Come in, he says. Help me find a roster, he requests. I say yes. During the day, he starts explaining. I memorized the seating arrangement and basic build of all 8 first-floor classes. And earlier in the first-floor classrooms, he continues. The positions where the shadows sat were exactly the empty seats from the day. To confirm my guess, he says, I went to the 3rd floor. And I saw it, he states. The fat kid the invigilator killed during the day. In his seat, there was a shadow. So the conclusion is, he sums up, these shadows are the students who were killed during the day. I gasp. You memorized all those students' seats in 8 classes. He asks, is there a problem? I stutter, no problem. It's me. I'm the problem. But what use is knowing this? I wonder. Very useful, he declares. During the day, people are alive. At night, the shadows are the dead. The living and the dead cannot sit in the same seat, he states the rule. Otherwise, it's a violation of the rules, he warns. And you get executed. He finds a roster. This is today's roster, he says. Look, there's no name here, he points out. This means, he deduces, during the exam today, no one should have sat in that seat. But that chubby kid sat in front of me, I recall. He must have realized he was in the wrong seat, he theorizes. But he didn't know which one was his. So he was scared, I realize. He knew sitting in the wrong seat would get him killed. I exclaim, then we take this roster with us. In the coming days, I plan, we'll know exactly where to sit. Easy, clear. I cheer. He says, not so fast. We entered the instance on the 14th, he explains. We have to survive in the school for 7 days. So the instance should end on September 20th. But on this roster, all the entries for the 20th are blank. I ask, why is that? Because on the 20th, he says grimly, everyone dies. I just give a quiet, HM. He spots a letter. This letter is addressed to the principal, he says. Too bad a lot of the key info is blacked out. Let's go to the principal's office, he suggests. I agree. He asks me, why are you taking money? I reply, you'll see in a minute. We arrive, and I whisper for quiet. The principal is extremely dangerous. His movements severely restricted, making him run with the same hand and foot. He's counting money. I get it now. This principal is a total money grubber, I realize. You want to use money to lure him away, I deduce. Correct, he confirms. Stay here, he instructs. Keep an eye on him for me. I'll go spread the cash. He tells me that after he knocks on the door, I should run up the stairs to the roof. The principal chants, money, so much money. He laughs maniacally. Once the principal is past a certain point, I'll immediately search the office for a file. I ask, a file? What file? From that letter earlier, he explains. It seems a certain student's mother had a conflict with the school. And he trails off. I realize the school must have done something terrible to her. Maybe even killed her. The principal is now far enough away. I take the opportunity to slip into the office. I start rifling through the desk drawers. There has to be a record of her here somewhere. I find a thin folder labeled confidential. This must be it. I open it, scanning the contents. There are letters and medical reports. And a photo of a woman, her face crossed out in red ink. I learn the school did serious damage to his mother. Maybe even killed her. The principal walks away. But would something this damaging to the school's reputation still be in their records? I wonder if it's even kept in the school files. He says no, but a student dropping out is definitely recorded. The thing that can make the school and parents clash violently. Probably the motive for the whole mess is about a student being expelled. A top student with outstanding grades. Getting expelled for dating. I'm thinking in my head, does this school even have a rule that expels students for dating? I check the records. Normally, the punishment for dating is just suspending classes and calling parents. But Shin Xiong is the only one who got expelled. My guess is that during the whole dating process, he pissed off someone he really shouldn't have. Maybe his girlfriend had connections. Or his rival did. I'm leaning toward the latter. I say, let's go. We head to the computer lab to look up Shin Xiong's story. Maybe there's a clue there. I only see one person. He says, behind you. He curses, you're dead. I find it weird how young his voice sounds. Could be him. He starts to ask if I am him. I say, Chun Xiong, we're here to investigate the truth. I ask what really happened back then with him and his mother. He laughs like a maniac, the sound grating. That scream hits me with some real psychic damage. He insists he's not Shun Xiong's mother. He shrieks the names Zhang Yi and Pang Xiao. He screams that they all deserve to die. I have no idea what kind of monster this thing is. I mutter a curse under my breath. I yell for Zhao Yi to run. I shout that I'll hold it off, and he should get clear. I keep screaming for Zhao Yi to go. I say I'll cover him and start making weird noises for emphasis. The word yet keeps spilling out of my mouth. I think to myself, escape. The burst of speed runs out. I wonder if they managed to get away. I let out a panicked yelp. I'm relieved the ghost is uncoordinated. I think we can probably outrun it. I stop, gasping that I can't run anymore. We've shaken him off. I decide we can rest for a bit. I say we'll head to the computer lab soon. It's 3 hours until morning study time. I figure we should try our luck at the lab. Maybe we can find out about Shun Xiong. I agree it's a plan. He remembers he still has a shotgun. He says I can keep it. I thank him with a quick nod. I ask him to keep watch at the door. He asks how it's going inside. I reveal the person behind it has serious influence. All the online info has been wiped and locked down. I tell him it's fine. I say I can access something called the Black Sea. He asks what the Black Sea is. I explain it's the internet's junkyard. Normally, information on the internet is never truly deleted, so any data that existed gets buried. When it's cleaned up, its code drifts into the Black Sea. He asks if I used to be a hacker. He wonders how I know so much. I say I'm a psychologist, but my mind can communicate with data. He asks what I mean. I explained that a patient of mine was a hacker. He had severe delusions. Every day, he told me he could inject his mind into the internet, swimming in an endless ocean of code. He scoffs. You believe a crazy person? I continue, saying at first he just wandered around the virtual world alone. But after some treatment, the two of us could go in and play together. I let out a skeptical grunt. I ask what happened next. He says later only he was left in there. When I ask why, he says he cured the guy's delusions. I comment that I didn't realize he was so good at joking. I say I almost believe him. He announces he's logged in. He finds a file on Shun Xiong's mother. She argued with the head teacher of Class 8 at Stone Mountain University. An accident happened. She fell from a third-floor hallway. Despite rescue, she died on August 13th, 3032. 1 week after August 13th is August 20th. Another month passes. It's September 20th, 3032. I realize that's the exact day our main mission ends. No wonder that roster's timeline stops at September 19th. My guess was right. On September 20th, everyone dies. I've been thinking I could survive this hellish dungeon just by getting the roster. I call myself an idiot, but today's just day one. We still have plenty of time. I agree we still have a chance. I tell myself I have to stay focused. Zhang Yi suddenly warns that a fog is rolling in. He yells for us to run. He says the mist is dangerous. I mutter that this fog has a Silent Hill vibe, and the mysterious mist is draining Jiang Linlin's mental health. I note he's tough, biting his own tongue to stay sane, but Jiang Linlin is barely holding on. We sprint back to the dorm. I suggest hiding in the water tower ahead. I think he's a true boss. With him blocking the way, the mist can't seep in. He warns me it's still dangerous outside. I thank him for saving my life again. He suddenly screams, asking what I'm doing. He says we've been found. He begs me not to kill him. He insists he's not a bad guy. When I ask who he is, he says it's a long story. He warns this place isn't safe. Something terrifying is coming inside. He offers to take us to the basement first. He introduces himself as Li Sheng, a former investigator of paranormal events from City Police Department. He shows me his badge. I say I'm Jiang Linlin. Zhao, he gives his name too. I ask if he came alone. I mutter something about coal ash. He says no. About 3 months ago, the police set their sights on Stone Mountain University. Students and teachers were disappearing one after another. The city sent a large team to investigate, but they found nothing. Under pressure, the mayor brought us in to check the school. But then strange things started happening. We split into 3 squads. Each squad had 9 people. Someone screams in shock. They ask where Xiao Wang went. They yell about a ghost. They shout to run. They say something's in the building. He says he escaped with his last 6 men into a dorm building. That's where they lucked out. But when the fog cleared, we realized we couldn't leave the school. The gates were surrounded by thick, terrifying mist. So the 7 of us just had to scrape by in the haunted school. I dare to ask what happened to the other 6. I nod, figuring they died based on what he said. I ask what he ate for 3 months in that place. He looks uncomfortable and asks if we can skip that. He shushes me. He says he only found a shelter recently. Otherwise, he'd be dead. A notification says player Jun Tao has been turned into a monster due to low mental state. Player Lu Bin has died from an unknown creature attack. It congratulates Zhao Yi and Jiang Linlin. Wait, that's me, for triggering a hidden quest. I think that was expected. I ask if he met anything terrifying in 3 months at this school. He says that's impossible. He opens up and tells me that Stone Mountain University is under a cyclical curse. These Walking Dead students and staff die off completely within 7 days. Then they revive again. I ask, a bit awkwardly, can I ask something? I ask about the 6 teammates who were with him. He says they're dead, according to him. He claims I stayed in the school for at least 3 months. He asked what I ate during that time. I mutter, can we not talk about that? I shush him, trying to focus. He admits he only recently discovered something himself. He says there's a shelter here, somewhere. He claims he would have died otherwise. An announcement blares. Player Jun Tao is being assimilated into the copy monster due to low mental state. The voice confirms it. He's gone, turned into one of them. Another update. Player Lu Ben is dead, attacked by some unknown creature. Yep, confirmed dead. A congratulations message pops up for players Zhao Yi and Yang Lily. They triggered a hidden mission. I mutter, figures. He asked if I really spent 3 months here without seeing anything terrifying. I scoff. Of course I did. I decide to spill the beans for once. I warn them. Stone Mountain University is trapped in a horrific cycle of reincarnation. I describe the campus personnel shuffling around like zombies. They'll all die within 7 days, I explain, and then they'll start all over again. The cycle of death repeats again. Another round of this cursed loop. The further we go, the worse things get. Something terrible is always waiting around the corner. I saw it with my own eyes once. Last cycle, on day 7 of the curse, everyone in the school was carrying their own heads, patrolling every corner of the campus like security guards. If they find you, don't think about it. I can't keep picturing that. Too horrifying. My brain is shutting down. Someone asks how I managed to hide safely back then. I tell them I escaped to the water tower. Stumbled on this basement by accident. That's how I survived. Barely made it through. I nod. Got it. The water tower must be a hidden safe zone. As long as we stay here and don't move around, we could survive the 7 days. Someone calls out to Miss Yang. He warns that things might be more complicated than she thinks. She asks what he means. He explains that the curse's power is spreading. The water tower used to be safe. The ghost would ignore that area entirely. Wouldn't even glance at it. But then things changed. They started lingering outside the water tower, knocking on the door, testing if someone was inside. Eventually, they just forced their way in, searching every corner of the place. On day 7 of the last cycle, hiding in the basement almost got exposed. If we hide here again, we might not make it. I call that nonsense. There's clearly more than one ghost upstairs. If they find us, we're trapped, like fish in a barrel, dead for sure. I notice the brick at the entrance isn't connected underneath. It sounds hollow when I tap it. We need to block it somehow. Make the floor sound solid like the rest. Someone cheers in victory. But then he points out the obvious. See, I told you, the water tower isn't safe anymore. To survive this curse cycle, we either find another shelter or break the curse entirely. Break the curse. That sounds ambitious. I ask if he knows how to do it. He claims he knows the method, but executing it will be extremely difficult. He says he can't do it alone. I offer our help. We can assist. He agrees. Dragging this out is a death sentence anyway. Might as well take a gamble. Based on our research and investigation, he says he can now confirm the school's cycle curse is all because of a student named Chun Xiong. He asks if we know about him. I admit we don't know much. Something about Chun Xiong's mother. She had an accident at Shirshan University. He confirms that Chun Xiong's family was poor. Things were okay at first, but then his father died in a mining collapse. The mine owner ran off without paying a cent. No compensation at all. His disabled mother had to support the family alone. Life got harder and harder for them. Luckily, Chun Xiong was a determined kid. He always had excellent grades. Not only did he get into Shirshan University, he also earned a big scholarship. This was supposed to be the cradle of his dreams. But then something went wrong. During school, his desk mate was a smart, pretty girl. He says her name was Zhang Yi. Over time, Chun Xiong fell in love with her. A perfect match on the surface. But then a transfer student named Peng Xiao arrived. Peng Xiao was the mayor's son. He also liked Zhang Yi. So he made the teacher switch seats with Chun Xiong. Chun Xiong knew his family was poor. He couldn't compete with Pang Xiao, so he endured it. But when he saw Pang Xiao groping Zhang Yi, Chen Xiong couldn't hold back his anger anymore. He used his scholarship money to bribe classmates, planning to teach Pang Xiao a lesson. But it backfired. Chen Xiong was exposed and expelled. After that, his mother went to beg the teacher Liang Ming. They argued. In the scuffle, Liang Ming pushed her down the stairs. She died on the spot. And nothing happened to the teacher. No justice. No consequences. Days later, Chen Xiong sneaked into the school, killed Liang Ming with a cleaver. Then he died in the B area underground garage. His resentment was too deep. It corrupted the entire school. The way to break the curse, he says, is to destroy Chen Xiong's body. Destroy the corpse and the curse. I asked how we do that. He says they brought a powerful weapon when they entered, but dropped it during a chase. It's in the west garage, in a shaft marked with fire. If I can distract Chen Xiong's spirit, he says he can activate the weapon quickly. I ask how long it takes. Around 3 minutes, he says. I turn to my companion. What do we think? When do we move? Tonight is too late. Tomorrow night at dusk, meet at the water tower again. I ask if there's fishing line. Even thread will do. Long and thin enough. Someone laughs. Impressive. They ask what I need it for. I say to kill someone. Li Xing. What? They say I'm crazy. If I kill him, who breaks the curse? I tell them if they still trust him, they're as good as dead. What do you mean, they ask? I say he lied. First, his story about Chen Xiong is too detailed. He's an investigator, but he knows exactly what Pang Xiao did to Zhang Yi. That's suspicious. Second, none of those three are in the roster. If the story was true, Chen Xiong wouldn't have spared them. At least not Pang Xiao. That makes sense. Pang Xiao was the source of his suffering. Third, the basement wasn't discovered by accident. I bet he built it himself. They gasp. What? They think it's unlikely. I say I tested it last night. Every corner. Lamps, sofas, almost no dust. Spotless. No one cleans basements. If it's this clean, someone lived there regularly. After the curse started, no one could build this. Not with ghosts roaming around. So it was built before the curse. They stammer. But what's his goal? I say lies with purpose are half-truths. For instance, the West Garage might not have Chen Xiong's ghost, but it definitely has some danger we can't imagine. And Li Sheng really wants to enter that shaft. Once he's in, he won't come out. That's why he lied. To make us risk our lives distracting the ghost. They call him cunning. I take the fishing line from them. I say tonight decides everything. Follow me to the west underground parking. There are 3 entrances. The ghost roams Sector C. I tell them to enter through C, make noise, then escape through A and B separately. Let the ghost chase them out. I'll hide nearby. Once they lead it away, I'll slip in and activate the weapon. They nod. This time, it has to work. I haven't been doing well since that accident happened. Scraping by in this cursed school for months. Every day feels like a gamble. I'm losing. But tonight, maybe I change the odds. Or I die trying. Same difference at this point. I check the fishing line. It's thin but strong. Not the weirdest tool I've used to kill someone. But definitely up there. The others are nervous. I can hear it in their breathing. I don't blame them. Nobody signs up for this. We move toward the garage, shadows swallowing us. The air smells like rust and old blood. Someone whispers a prayer. I don't think anyone's listening. I signal them to split up. They disappear into the dark. I find my spot. Crouch low. Wait. A creak echoes from Sector C. The ghost is moving. Footsteps. Then shouting. They've engaged. I hear running. The ghost is chasing. It's working. For now. I slip into the garage while it's distracted. The shaft is ahead, marked with faded red characters. Which fire. Great. Not ominous at all. I pry the cover open. It's dark down there, but I don't have time to hesitate. I drop the line in and start climbing down. The walls are cold, damp, like a tomb. I hit the bottom, and I see it, the weapon. The survivors are dwindling, each one gone like a bad dream. And the food supply is shrinking faster than my patience. This is it, the last desperate gamble, no turning back now. A special prompt flashes, a warning just for me, I guess. It says Rampant Quantum State, sounds like a terrible band name, and Extreme Danger, like I needed a sign to tell me that. A manic laugh echoes, high-pitched and unhinged. Hee-hee-ah. Someone screams, die, all of you. If you die, I get to live. They add, blame your bad luck, not me. Real charitable. I hear a strange noise and my guts twist. What the hell is going on? Imuta, panic creeping in. I stammer, wah. What the before trailing off. The shadow figure shuffles away, fading into the dark. My companion says, let's head to Wuhua. I nod, ready to move. I correct myself quickly. Wait, that's not right. I blurt out, where the hell did you get a grenade? They say, the newbie dungeon doesn't give points, right? I reply, yeah, I had a patient who was an arms dealer once. I cured his homicidal mania, I add, shrugging. So he gave me a crate of custom weapons as thanks, I explain. I just like carrying a few grenades on me, I say casually. It's pitch black inside, like stepping into a void. My companion hands me something. Here, take this. I notice a button. Hey, what's this switch? They guess, probably an elevator. Yeah, an elevator. I frown. Aren't places like this for sewage? Not elevators. Why would they build an elevator here? I wonder aloud. My companion says, let's go down and see. I agree reluctantly. I ask, what is this place? The air feels heavy. They suggest, maybe some weird experimental base. An experimental base. I repeat, the words sinking in. They say, stay close to me. I nod. Got it. They point ahead. Look up front. Bodies are shredded into pieces, scattered like trash. I wonder aloud, what the hell happened to them? I don't know what they faced, but one thing's clear. I can say for certain, this place isn't safe either. My companion beckons. Follow me, oh. A system voice declares, verification failed. The door lock needs facial recognition, I note grimly. My companion panics. What do we do now? I think it over. If we go back, we'll run into that shadow. They gasp. What are you doing? I'm already moving. The system chimes, facial recognition successful. I whisper, take the right path. It turns out he was a loving father, worried about his daughter. Before he died, all he thought of was her. But I add, on top of that, he might have been a murderer. The thousands dead outside the school, he's probably linked. I spit out dust. Tui, tui. I mutter, good riddance, you scumbag. Then I yell, what the hell is that thing? I shudder. That's disgusting. My companion says, it's your creation. I ask, so how do we deal with that? They advise, naturally, steady, and cautious approach. I volunteer. All right, I'll go. I groan. Where's the steady and cautious now? I ask sarcastically, is being this reckless really okay? I grunt, A message says, you have used an item. Liu Leiahan's property deed. I read, confused. Another chime. Congratulations. You've killed the rampant mutant. Strength increased by 8 points, it adds. And you've gained a special passive skill, I note. I say flatly, he's dead. Yeah, that's that. My companion muses, he should have been a perfect creature. Too bad his creator sucked, they add. I ask, what are you doing now? They say, dissecting it for clues. I notice this thing has 18 kidneys. They conclude, doesn't look like any clues here. We decide, let's keep moving forward. I remark, we got lucky this time. I find an experiment log. Here, the journal. I read, looks like a riot broke out in the lab. I deduce, their created experiment lost control. I say, then it killed everyone. I add, the rampaging quantum state or that monster we met. Neither just appeared out of thin air, I explain. They must have a base state, I theorize. My companion asks, what does base state mean? I answer, the experiment's original form. I ask, can you read this instrument? They shake their head. I say, but I just need to reverse the data. Trace how it was originally set up. I continue. I conclude, then see what the base state was. I gasp, oh my god. I say, that disgusting monster was once a girl. The cells are highly active and adaptable, I note. It means this girl was very young, I deduce. I venture, best guess, she was a student here. I ask, are you saying? I continue, this massive lab under the school. I finish, was built to turn students into monsters? I point out that monster had 18 kidneys, all young. I conclude, this lab was selling organs. I explain, if the experiment worked, the girl's cells could grow more monsters. They'd have an endless supply of kidneys to sell, I say. That means they built a money-making gold mine. I add, this base clearly had more than one project. I recall that log mentioned shaping some quantum creation. I note, and they succeeded. I say, the shadow outside might be that rampaging quantum monster. I curse, these bastards. I spit, building a human experiment lab under a school. I say, turning students into these monsters. I correct myself. No. I say, they didn't build the lab onto the school. I clarify, they built the school on top of the lab. My companion gasps. What? I explain, this lab is incredibly complex to build. If they finished the school first, building secretly would be impossible. So clearly the lab was built first, I conclude. I add, and in their plans, Stone Mountain University was part of it. They needed young, energetic subjects, I state. I say, let's go. We just need some evidence. To prove this theory and finish the hidden task, I finish. I wonder, where do we end up here? I feel something unusual in this area. I notice there's so many monsters around. I ask, how many students have gone missing? I continue, why didn't the police investigate? I say, whoever ran this lab has major connections. I guess, probably the mayor of a city. I add, but he couldn't have done it alone. I theorize, there's a huge team behind him. My companion asks, what now? Should we leave? I pause. Wait a second. They exclaim, what are you doing? Don't tell me you're. The skin. This hide is really nice. I mutter. I think I see my great-grandma waving at me. I say, look. My companion calms me. Don't panic. I marvel. He memorized all those weird notes and repeated them perfectly on one try. I add, Zhao Yi really has a gift for language. I say, let's go check inside. I note, the cafeteria has 16 doors. I observe, but this one door has no monsters coming or going. I say, they even avoid it when passing by. I ask, should we go in and look? I wonder, will we be spotted if we go in now? I decide, let's wait and check for other clues first. A student stammers, you want to eat too? They laugh nervously. Hee, come on. They say, let's eat together. I say, with the atmosphere this tense, you're still eating. I admire, you really know how to eat. They mumble, yours tastes the best. I think this should satisfy my anger now. I repeat, Gushuan Town, again Gushuan Town. I say, sure enough, these manuscripts confirm our theory. I remember, I saw a shadow in the giant elephant hospital dungeon. I infer, from the notes, that shadow is probably X1. I conclude, so the experimental base isn't just under the hospital and school. I perk up. Huh, what's that sound? I ask, why are you crying? They choke out, I know. They say, the hidden task is complete. Even if I die and respawn back at the guild, it's already a win, they admit. But seeing all these students in the cafeteria, they trail off. I just can't feel happy, they confess. They dreamed of a bright future, I think aloud. They worked so hard to get into this school, I continue. I finish grimly, and instead, they walked into this man-made hell. I nod, the weight of it all pressing down. A soft sob escapes, and I feel my own eyes sting. The silence stretches, broken only by distant echoes. I force a breath, steadying myself for what's next. My companion wipes their face, resolve hardening. I glance around, scanning for any new threats. A faint hum buzzes in the air, like a trapped fly. I whisper, we can't stay here long. They nod, gripping their weapon tighter. I take a step forward into the unknown dark. Each footfall echoes, a countdown to danger. A flicker of light dances on the wall ahead. I pause, listening for any sign of movement. Nothing yet, just a thud of my own heart. We exchange a look, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. This place is a graveyard of dreams, and with the ghosts haunting it. I spot a cluster of dark shadows in the distance. From the note I found, I piece it together. That shadowy figure is probably X-1, which means the experimental base isn't just Elephant Mountain Hospital and Stone Mountain School. There might be more. Great. I hear a sniffle. What's that noise? I turn to find someone crying. Why are you crying? I ask. I know. They stammer back between sobs. The hidden mission is complete. Even if I die and respawn back at the guild hall right now, I'd still come out ahead. But I look around the cafeteria at all these students, and I can't muster an ounce of joy. They once dreamed of the future. They poured sweat and effort into getting into this school. And instead, they landed in a nightmare arena built by madmen. I didn't expect it either. Welcome to man-made hell. No refunds. I see they've been brutally turned into all kinds of monsters. It's honestly hard to imagine. When they were lying on those operating tables, how hopeless they must have felt. I tell myself feeling sorry for them won't help now. I need to focus on the main mission. Maybe I can even root out the mastermind behind this lab. He nods and admits I have a point. So he asks what we should do now. I say first we need to figure out how to get on the same side as that shadow in the garage outside. He balks, asking if I'm crazy to say same side. He calls me a madwoman. I analyze how that shadow chased Li Sheng, and I can piece it together. He's probably the ultimate creation of this lab. X-bar, 2, the quantum rebellion state. Unstable as heck, and terrifyingly powerful. He repeats his question, why would I ally with that? He hasn't even figured out how to talk to the thing. I point out that with that kind of power, he just hangs around the lab entrance, instead of wandering off. I ask him if he doesn't find that suspicious. He guesses maybe the thing has nowhere to go, so it just paces back and forth there. I correct him, it's not that it has nowhere to go, it's that it's guarding the entrance. It hears movement and goes hunting for Li Sheng, which means it doesn't want anyone coming down the shaft, into this lab. Meanwhile, the monsters inside the lab would rather eat rotting corpses than go outside, which means they're afraid of something out there. Obviously, it's not X-bar 2 they're scared of. If X-bar 2 went in, killing them would be a piece of cake. So if I'm guessing right, what they're actually scared of is that curse. The nameless ghost hidden in the thick fog. He catches on. He asks if they're enemies with the fog outside. I confirm it. He says he understands now. He realizes the fog curse was their plan all along. They're using the curse to erase all traces of these experiments. Those nameless ghosts in the fog, they're the real hunters in this copy. And the main mission and side missions, they're the real problem I need to solve. He grumbles that the fog is even tougher to deal with. He asks why I'm getting excited. I say because the enemy of my enemy is my friend. If we can find a way to communicate with it properly, maybe we can get key information about the curse from its mouth. Maybe even finish the side mission quickly. He mutters that I don't have a fever. He feels my forehead. He says I'm talking nonsense today. I sigh and tell him it's too complicated to explain. I say just follow me and do what I do. He asks what we're waiting for. I say we're waiting for the monsters in the cafeteria to rest. Those things were originally humans, transformed. At the end of the day, they're still some kind of organism. They'll get tired. When they're tired, they go back to sleep. We'll slip in while they're resting, and check out what's behind that door. If I'm not wrong, what's inside is related to X-bar 2. He asks how we'll get in. I mention there's a password. He groans, not another identification scan. I recall that when I saw it, one of that shadow's weaknesses was its core body. With some luck, maybe its core body is in here. He asks what the hell this thing is. I marvel. This thing is practically a work of art. The whole body, only the most important blood vessels and nerves are kept. Nutrient fluid maintains cell activity, and external stimuli replace the heart for circulation. This full nerve stripping surgery, among all the patients I've ever known, only one person could pull it off. He asks if I mean that guy is still alive. I confirm it. These fluids and machines are ridiculously expensive. Those crazy researchers wouldn't waste all this effort on a dead body. Then I spot an electronic tag. It's him, Chun Xiong. That top student who got expelled for dating too early. How interesting. Chun Xiong was used to make X-bar too. I decide to check the list of experiment participants. I find a list. Li Sheng, so that's it. Tang Xiao isn't the mayor's son at all. And Zhang Yi isn't the goddess of Class 8, Grade 1. They're all researchers disguised as students, helping to pick test subjects from the school. He's shocked. Those two play different roles? They deliberately approach Chun Xiong one after another. Their goal, as recorded in the notes, to unlock Chun Xiong's kindness and release it, right in front of them. Generally speaking, the better a student's grades, the higher their concentration. People who multitask rarely achieve in academics. This school, the best in the city, its real purpose was to screen for test subjects with extremely high focus. No one of the roster didn't have Zhang Yi or Peng Zhao's names. They were researchers. I figure they probably ran away before the curse started. A laugh echoes. A voice says my guess is mostly right. But then it adds that those two dogs didn't run. They became sacrifices too. The voice laughs again, as if surprised. It boasts that despite all the danger, it finally made it in. It calls me and my companion two little bastards. It declares the game is over. It roars with laughter. My companion panics and tells me to calm down. I don't stop. I keep walking. The man tells me not to move. He threatens to shoot me if I take another step. I tell him to shoot. I challenge him. If he had bullets, he would have fired already. I add that I don't believe he could hold back. He lets out a confused sound. He mutters that I wasn't the one who provoked him. He asks why I'm the one he's aiming at. He hums in thought. He apologizes and promises to aim better this time. He hums again. He groans in frustration. I tell him to take off his shirt. He yelps in pain. I say fair's fair. He set a trap for us once. So we set one for him too. I do some fuzzy math and conclude that he now owes us a favor. I ask him if he has anything that can help us. He swears, denying that he owes us anything. He grumbles that if I weren't useful, he'd unload a whole magazine into me. He admits that since we've made it here, it means we already know the general story. We've pieced together what happened. He confesses, yes, they did it, including the curse on this school. He says to leave here. We need to find a way to shut down the curse. He asks what I'm doing. He explains once the X-Bar 2 life pod is shut down, X-Bots fighties, and the remaining mutants become basically harmless. The organization will send people to close the camp and dispose of them all. I call him out on deluding himself. I say the organization won't save him. He insists he holds secret data they don't have. He claims they won't abandon him easily. I argue, if he were really that important to them, they would have sent someone to rescue him already, instead of letting him rot in this hellhole for so long. He tells me to shut up, threatening to blow my head off. He repeats his threat. I needle him. Being abandoned must hurt, right? I say he was loyal as a dog, and this is how he ends up. I tell him only we can help him now. I note that killing me is suicide, and he yells for me to shut up. I shrug and say, fine, let's talk cooperation. He says if I'm willing to help him with a favor, he'll tell me how to turn off the curse. I ask what he wants us to do. He says he'll show me something. A fingerprint scan passes. He hands something over with a grunt. I ask what this is. He says it's a product from another project. The methods are still crude, but it's no less dangerous than X-Bar 2. He warns the organization won't let this thing go. If something like this falls into their hands, it will be terrifying. As for the curse, he reveals it all comes from a certain box. If we turn off that box, the curse will disappear. He points out the secret passage he came from as the way out. The box is right in the center of that fog bank. The bad vibes inside the fog don't attack things that are already dead. If you can keep your emotions flat, like a boring accountant, you might actually make it there. They track brainwaves from living things' emotional spikes. That's how they decide if you're a target. It's like a psychic radar for panic. I remember the warning. No matter what I see in that fog, don't be surprised. And definitely don't be scared. The moment I have a big emotional swing, the nearby demons will eat me. Someone shouts to bandage him and stop the bleeding. Another voice says it's a waste of effort. He's not going to make it, apparently. I'm asked if I think his words are trustworthy. From a psychologist's perspective, I admit he sounds like he's telling the truth. But that can't be the only way out the system gave us. There has to be a simpler way to break the curse. Otherwise, using Li Sheng's method, it's way too hard. So I ask, do we need to find another way to break it? Someone says no. The shortcut might be rough, but it's more direct and effective. I warn that it's too dangerous. Even if my sanity stat doesn't drop in the thick fog, the moment I feel anything, those ghost things will attack. I shrug it off. As a psychologist who's treated over 1,000 mental patients, I'm pretty confident in controlling my emotions. I announce I'm leaving now. Now it's all up to Zhao Yi. I hear someone mutter, human in disbelief. I notice the clothes. Holy crap. Isn't that Li Sheng's arm? Looks like these are all evil ghosts. I joke, cool autumn weather. I spin around and scare myself. Well, I didn't expect that expression. I've got zero emotional reaction inside. I even laugh. A creepy rhyme starts. August 8th, cut the hair. Cut the hair, then cut mom. The chant repeats. August 8th, cut the hair. Cut the hair, then cut mom. Mom gets sewn into the doll. Again, August 8th, cut the hair. Cut the hair, then cut mom. Mom gets sewn into the doll. The rhyme goes, August 8th, cut the hair. Cut the hair, then cut mom. Mom and the doll turn on each other. I note the ghost's hair is greasy, hasn't washed in days. I call out, hey kid. I asked how to get to the center of the fog. I say thanks. I wonder why the rock talked. So, as long as there's no emotional fluctuation, even if they're touched or attacked, they won't fight back. I gawk as Zhao Yi walks deep into the thick fog. His sanity stays at a perfect 101. That's insane. But as the fog gets thicker, the ghosts he meets get nastier and scarier. A corpse roar echoes. Finally, he's about to crack. Then a pure black elk shows up. Everything it looks at starts to rot. Then a paper man with bright painted face appears. The ghost fire will burn Zhao Yi's face off. I can't bear to watch. This is brutal. But Zhao Yi shows zero emotion the whole time. He doesn't even flinch in pain. I seriously wonder if he's human. He doesn't make a sound from that much pain. I never last. Suddenly, someone points. Look, the group starts to scatter. Are we there yet? Maybe the big shot has stopped walking. Those two are probably Zhang Yi and Pang Xiao. But at this point, who cares? I ask what's outside the hall. Someone scoffs. Didn't you watch the live stream? They explain it's derived from the evil god's demon sound, a passive devourer. I hope it stops the leg from rotting more. My jaw drops. Holy crap, that's... A notification pops. Congratulations, player Zhao Yi, for completing the side quest, breaking the curse of Stone Mountain High School. Rewards will be distributed after the main quest ends. Then another. Congratulations, player Zhao Yi, for obtaining hidden item. Pandora's box. I'm called in. Vice President, you wanted to see me? He tells me to sit, says he wants to ask about someone. I ask who Zhao Yi. I echo who? The Forgotten Angel. I'm shocked. He's in here too? The Vice President asks if I know him. I remind him that he knows about my family's condition. I call it disease, but I prefer a gift. I explain that a thirst for murder runs in our blood. It's never changed through generations. That's why my father, Capper, became an arms dealer, blood and sin. His talent was the best I've ever seen. He had a hand in many wars. I say he killed tens of thousands. Men, women, children. I repeat, no less than tens of thousands. He was called the Lord of War. From childhood, my goal was to surpass him. I laughed bitterly, until Capper met the Forgotten Angel. His homicidal mania was cured. The Vice President questions, is that so? I call it disgrace. Killing is in our genes, I argue. How can it be cured? I can't accept that the Lord of War, the hand behind conflicts, the apex predator, suddenly became a peaceful old man fishing and playing chess. I spit out, so he didn't cure my father. He killed him. The Vice President tells me to calm down. He asks how much I know about the treatment. I say it was done in secret. They spent a long time together. But the actual treatment was short. It cured my father's mania. Within a day, maybe an hour. Because it was so fast, I clearly felt. My father had become a different person. The Vice President asks if I've met him. I say yes once. He asks what it felt like. I answer, fear. Fear from a killer. Someone who thought he was at the top of the food chain. An extremely cruel madman. Actually admitting he was terrified. The Vice President asks if he's that cruel, to make me so afraid. I ask where he is now. The Vice President says he's in the All Hodgepodge Guild. I note that the guild has few members. And terrible development. But he tells me to get some rest. The spirit nest appears in a month. He says to keep my level down and perform well in there. Maybe I can score some loot. I nod and say I understand. I add if I get the chance, I'll wash away the family's shame with my own hands. I'm greeted, you're back. Someone says they thought I was gone. I say I'm fine, then explain I need these instruments to cut off my rotting leg. Everyone gasps. What? Cut your own leg? No anesthesia. Amputation on yourself. Not even a blink the whole time. Someone mutters brutal. I say this scene is too much to watch while eating. I joke that it's no wonder Lean Lean's expression is so colorful. I finish the job and say done. Now I can focus on talking to X2. Someone objects, the mission is over. Why risk communicating with it? I reply with an old saying, courtesy demands reciprocity. They guess I want to use X2 to fight the organization behind Li Sheng. They think it's impossible. The force that made that curse must be massive. A mere rogue experiment can't match it. I agree, but that's why I need to teach it something. They ask why I'm teaching X2. Just some basic knowledge, I say. Someone yells, X2 actually went back to the lab. I shout, holy crap. What's happening? Someone asks what the big shot taught it. A player begs, coach, I want to learn too. I mutter, no matter what happens. I need to keep smiling. An officer says they've done an initial sweep. The curse at Stone Mountain High School has been lifted, apparently. Someone reports that all traces are gone. I nod, a little stunned. I remind myself to keep smiling, like that's going to help anything. The officer finishes his initial investigation. The curse of Stone Mountain High School, he says. Turns out someone shut it down early. But according to their fancy instruments, there's nobody alive inside. Great. He orders Team A to move in ahead. Once they're in the lab, report anything immediately. Yes, sir. They sound terrified. Someone's coming. I let out a startled yelp. Congratulations, player Zhao Yi clears the game. World exploration of ghostly laugh terror hits 100%, but story exploration is only 60. I wonder if it's because I cut the instance short. Did that mess up the exploration? Someone congratulates me on finishing the instance. Little brother Zhao Yi, she says all sweet. She's watched my live stream and says I did great. I shrug it off, pretending it's nothing. No big deal, I say. A simple instance like that. Anyone could do it. Piece of cake, I add. The kid's a pest, always nagging. All right, I ask what happened with Sister Lou's group. Why is there a crowd gathered around her? Nothing much, someone says. Someone died. They tell me I'll figure it out eventually. This kind of thing is pretty common. I keep my face calm, like I've seen it all before. I guess I have been through a lot of this. I decide to go check it out. I mutter about how this could happen. What a horrible death, someone wails. It's clearly not a natural death, definitely caused by some supernatural force. The body has no bones at all. Looks like the killer removed them from a wound on the back, pulling out every single bone, leaving nothing behind. That kind of precision. Either a doctor did it, or a butcher. I ask a few questions. My level went up, so why did my strength increase? The system explains that levels only unlock new instances. They don't boost your power. So levels have nothing to do with strength. Great. I ask about domains. What's a domain? I say, it's an expert class system, designed to raise a player's ceiling in one area. It detects my high mental power, and asks if I want to pick the mental domain. I ask if a player can only choose one domain. Yes, it says, with your mental stats, you'd be great in the mental domain. I smirk. Sounds good. In that case, I choose the strength domain instead. It asks if I'm sure. It says I'm wasting my talent. But the strength domain activates successfully. Perfect. I can feel my body filling with power. Someone stammers, hello. Are you brother Zhao Yi? He asks. I invite him in. Come in, I say. He thanks me and steps inside. He introduces himself as Fong Bai. Says he's a newbie like me. Also level 3 now. I ask what he wants. Nothing much, he says. He just wants me to lead their group through a world mission. They'll pay me. Turns out players can trade among themselves. You can trade points, items, or even promises, if I agree to guide them. Through the main quest, they'll pay me in points. I ask how many points. 1,000 per person, he says. I ask if there are others. He explains the situation. The big shots in their guild don't care. And the mid-level players are always trying to jump ship. So the newbies are scattered, everyone forming their own cliques. More new people keep coming in, a chaotic group with no leader, in a place with no clear rules. And he doesn't need to tell me how messy that gets. To survive better, he's pulled together a small team, just to huddle for warmth. I ask if guilds don't allow infighting. Only on the surface, he says, if someone really wants you dead. There are plenty of ways, and even if the strong don't kill the weak directly, bullying them is easy enough. Brother Zhao Yi, they came to me, partly to strengthen their team, and partly to tackle the world mission together. The rewards are good, but the difficulty is high. They don't want anyone else to grab it. I nod. Makes sense, but I'm curious. A lot of people must want this mission. Why, after I finish an instance, is the guild's world mission still stuck at the intro? He explains the problem. The guild's intro mission is ridiculously hard. 6 groups have tried already. 27 people total, and none survived. I asked how an intro mission can be this tough. They checked other guilds' intro missions online. Most are easy, but the rewards are basically nothing. A mission like ours, with 3 talent points, is incredibly rare. Big rewards naturally come with insane difficulty. So the guy outside, he died doing the intro mission? Yes, he says, we need to gather food and water. To do it, you first have to go to the train station's general store and butcher shop, and beat the clown ghost and butcher ghost at 2 games. If you win, you unlock those locations. The ghosts switch from neutral to allies, providing unlimited water and food. But that guy, he lost the game. The butcher ghost kept his bones to make soup, and his teammates carried the body back. Interesting. I ask how many people they have and when they plan to go. Their current team has 5. Besides him and me, there's a slightly crazy but cute girl named Sweetie, a former fallen beauty named by Shuichi, and an honest middle-aged guy named Lu Han. As for the mission, they can go anytime. It's up to me. I tell him to notify them. We'll head over now, take a look around. The entrance isn't far. There should still be people trying nearby. I call out to someone ahead, asking how the situation is inside. A guy sneers. Oh, look who it is. If it isn't the top streamer, want a piece of the pie too? He warns me not to steal their leader's prize. You got guts, kid, he adds. I tell them I know the rewards are good, and nobody wants to give them up. But have they considered this is just the intro mission? There are plenty more rewards coming. If everyone gets stuck here, nobody gets anything later. We either all prosper, or all starve. They hesitate. All right, Fine, go ahead. They offer to share some intel. Since a lot of people have died, for our own good, they'll tell us the rules of the clown game. The clown game needs at least 3 players. Each person gets 10 guesses. Before the hand is shown, it's covered in black, so you can't see what the opponent throws. If you guess wrong, you lose 1 round, and they cut off on your fingers. Win 3 out of 10 rounds to succeed. If you don't win 3 times, the clown throws you behind him. Nobody knows what's there, but no one who goes and ever comes out. The guy adds that a previous player lost to the clown, got killed, and was dragged away. I grin despite the grim details. So that's the game. Rock, paper, scissors with your life. I crack my knuckles and step forward. Time to see if I'm lucky or just stupid. We walk into the station. The lights flicker. The smell of old meat and cheap booze hits me. Up ahead, a clown with a painted-on grin waits. He holds up one hand, the other behind his back. Ready to lose a few fingers? He cackles. I smirk back, as ready as I'll ever be, but no one who went and ever came out. The player before me lost to the clown in rock, paper, scissors. After they get killed, the next player in line takes over, continuing the game against the clown, and the whole score resets. We start from scratch. Also, we found out so far that the clown's 3rd throw and his 6th throw are fixed. If that pattern holds, then his 9th or 10th throw is probably fixed too. 3 wins is all we need. So haven't you idiots finished this mission yet? So, you're willing to risk your life to find out the later fixed throws, just to let someone else reap the reward? Exactly. If early failures give people hope, some might be tempted to try, but that final attempt, no one will volunteer for. Yeah, people are selfish. Why should I take the beating while someone else gets the candy? Moaning about it won't help. Let's go in and see. After you then. Boss, did you give him the wrong info? I remember that the clown's fixed moves aren't scissors and paper. What do you know? That Zhao Yi, what kind of person is he? He's number 1 on the rookie board. Didn't you notice back at the guild building how that bitch Lu Ruochin was eyeing him? If that guy survives, do you think the guild managers will have it easy? Ah, I see. The boss is so wise. Wanting to join the Church of the Gods. You're a sicko murderer. Day after day, life after life. Better to die and be done with it. One less psycho, and the ladies get their youth back. Boss Zhao, that guy's expression was off. I think he might have lied. I know. That's why you're the number 1 rookie. I saw through them long ago. Since you already knew, I feel a bit relieved. Let's go. The shop's just ahead. Welcome, everyone, to the Clever Clown's Emporium. Are you here to buy something or to play a game? What's in it for us if we play? Oh, my dear customers. If you'll play rock, paper, scissors with me and win 3 times out of 10, then everything in the shop is yours, free forever. Unlimited supply. And if you lose, then you pay a small price. After all, you know, a game without stakes is just no fun. Fine, we'll play the game. Then allow me to explain the rules. The rules match exactly what Xiang Weishan described. Was he really that helpful? I doubt it's that simple. Better stay alert. Also, I must emphasize one thing. Do not try to cheat during the game by killing me or cutting off my fingers to break the rules by force. Otherwise, the player who wins the game gets 3 talent points, and the teammates who entered together but didn't get to play get 1 talent point each. If you're sure you want to play as a team, please come in and sit at the round table. The game starts now. We follow him in. This game is within the guild's territory. If you die here, there's no resurrection. But if Zhao Yi wins, we get a free talent point. That stuff is precious. I'm going for it. I already spent 1,000 points. Not going would be a total loss. He's got a point. Screw it, I'm in. Whether I'm a man or a mouse, this is the moment. My dear guest, please take the last seat. Turn on the TV to liven things up. That Tian doesn't seem scared at all. All right, now who wants to play with me first? Mr. Clown, I'll play with you. You're a straightforward person. Frankly, I like you. Then the game begins. You have 3 minutes to discuss your moves. Decide what to throw. Once decided, put your hand in the black bag in front of you. Then the machine pulls the bags open at the same time. I can assure you, there are no cameras in the bags. I wouldn't stoop to that. I believe you. Fanbai, what should I throw? You're asking me? Yes, you. Asking for help on the first move? That doesn't seem like Zhao Yi's style. Does he have some special plan? I'll tell you, but don't blame me if you lose. Throw scissors. Both players have thrown. Now, revealing the result. 3, 2, 1, damn. He really threw scissors and lost. I'm sorry, sir. You seem to have had bad luck. Then. Oops. Good thing I brought enough bandages. Fanbai, what do I throw for the second round? I don't know. Decide for yourself. All right, I'll throw rock this time. This guy seems different from my usual prey. He gives me an uneasy feeling. I'm curious. Just what kind of trouble he'll bring me. We're gonna lose like this. What do we do? It's only 2 rounds. Stop jinxing it. Don't worry. I didn't intend to win the first 2. He always predicts everyone's moves perfectly. It's not about guessing. He's cheating with his ability. But to win the game, we don't expose him. We use that against him. Corner him. Here's round 3. According to Xiang Weishan's info, the clown will throw scissors this time, but his info might not be reliable. If this round confirms it, then what Xiang Weishan said is true. Our chances of winning go way up. If it's a lie. Mr. Clown, when you arrived, someone told me you'd throw scissors in round 3. Is that true? Normally, I can't tell you the game's rules. But I like you, so I can give you a tiny hint. In round 3 and round 6, I throw fixed moves. But what exactly, I can't reveal. That's enough. Here it comes. This is Zhao Yi's golden chance to beat the clown. He has to win. Zhao Yi toodles. Yes, Boss Zhao won. Awesome. That's the big shot for you. My go was right on the money. Congratulations, Mr. Zhao Yi. But it seems that guy outside tricked you. Yeah, I'll definitely get back at him and thank him. You slipped up there, boss. The game continues. Round 4, Zhao Yi loses. Round 5, Zhao Yi loses. Round 6, the clown loses. Round 7, Zhao Yi loses. Round 8, Zhao Yi loses. Round 9, Mr. Zhao Yi Shua. It seems you made a mistake choosing which fingers to cut. With the fingers you have left, you can only throw scissors or rock. What? What do you mean? I do the math. If Brother Zhao kept 3 fingers on his right hand, he could still make paper. Now when he spreads his fingers, it's scissors. Clinch them, it's rock. He also lost the option to not throw anything. According to the rules, if 2 players throw the same 3 times in a row, the clown wins. Which means if the clown throws rock 3 times straight, Zhao Yi loses for sure. I step forward and say, Mr. Clown, you like gambling, don't you? I suggest we add a new twist to the game. He asks what kind of twist, curious. I remind him this is Zhao Yi's last rock, paper, scissors round. He says he likes me, but rules are rules. But if I have an idea that doesn't break the rules and adds fun, he'll let me choose my death after the game. I propose a bet. He asks what we're betting on. I bet I'll win the next round. The clown laughs and says I can't possibly win in my current state. I clarify the bet has conditions. He has to close his eyes. If I win, he owes me a favor, one thing within his power. If I lose, he gets my life and this item I'm holding. He agrees enthusiastically, calling me Mr. Zhao Yi. I tell him he can only open his eyes after the black cloth is lifted. He says no problem. I think even without my x-ray vision, I can't lose against him now. Someone whispers, wise brother, Zhao raising the stakes? Does he think he can still win? I admit I don't know, but all we can do is trust fate. I turn to the clown and ask him to throw first this time. I instruct him to put his hand into the black cloth. He closes his eyes, and I do the same. I tell the clown to have his machine lift the black cloth. I apologize briefly, then announce, Mr. Clown, I win. Everyone gasps. He cut off his own fingers on purpose. Without fingers, Brother Zhao's hand counts as paper. So the 10th round goes to Zhao Yi. We win. I shout, we don't have to die. The clown asks when I started planning this. I tell him it was when I cut my 3rd finger. I explain that rock, paper, scissors is supposed to be luck-based. No one wins every time unless they cheat. So during rounds 5, 7, and 8, I deliberately changed my throws under the cloth. I still lost, which confirmed he had x-ray vision. That's when I realized I needed a trap to win the final round. I had to block his x-ray and force him into a fixed choice. The clown sees it now. I cut my right thumb on purpose during the 7th finger, making everyone think I could only throw scissors or rock. Then the bet got him to close his eyes, disabling his x-ray. Knowing he'd throw rock to guarantee a win, I'd already cut my fingers off, turning my left hand from rock into paper. I say bingo. The clown admits it's the most fun game of rock, paper, scissors he's ever played. He says he'll keep his promise. This general store will be permanently free from me and my guild, with unlimited goods. And when we leave, he'll give me 3 talent points and everyone else 1 each. I mutter, this is private too. I grin. I'm making a killing this time. Meanie smile. The clown adds that he personally owes me a favor. I jump on that, asking about the butcher shop on the 2nd floor. He says a madman lives up there, nowhere near as civilized as him. I ask what the madman wants. He tells me the butcher is looking for his daughter. A system announcement congratulates us. Zhao Yi, Fengbai, Shuei Ji, Luhan, and Tian Tian have unlocked a new guild scene, the general store station. A 10-meter radius around this area is now a safe zone. Players won't take damage. I overhear someone in the crowd. Wait, someone unlocked the general store? The rookies this year are insane. Another voice mutters, why isn't Zhao Yi dead? Did he see through my scheme? Someone says, brother, what are your orders? Another replies, don't worry, big brother. Someone suggests we head back to the guild base first because of my injuries. I shake my head. Since we're here, let's unlock the butcher shop. Someone cheers. Brother Zhao beat that creepy clown. I have faith in him. Another echoes, me too, me too. Then some guy butts in, hey, you already finished 1 game and got rewards. Shouldn't you leave this task for others? Someone retorts, what makes you qualified? You're too scared to go yourself, but you won't let us. He says more people die in the butcher game than the clown one. He's thinking of us. I'm what bullshit. I know what you're up to. You're afraid we'll get too strong after finishing this. He cuts me off enough. I'm not letting you pass today, so what? He threatens that he can kill me with 1 finger now. He scoffs, underestimating me? My strength is 21 points now. I retort, still single digits. He yells at me to let him go. Someone complains, EW, you wipe that gross stuff on me? I say I have tissues, it's already clean. A nervous voice asks what we do now. Should we still block them? Someone says to get out of the way. We're all in the same guild. Even if they block us on this guy quest, they can't block us forever. He snaps, less bullshit. If you want to die, get lost now, or I'll break your legs and feed you to the butcher for meat filling. Someone mutters, what's going on with you people? Then a new voice, damn, it's Xiang Weishan. I think if Xiang Weishan teams up with these guys against us, we're screwed. I knew that bastard wasn't up to any good. Xiang Weishan scolds the others. What kind of crap is this? You won't do it yourselves, but won't let others do it. He apologizes to us repeatedly. The blockaders back off, saying we'll clear the way, Brother Sean. I wonder what's happening. Xiang Weishan is helping us? He says, Brother Zhao Yi, don't worry. I'll take you to the butcher game. They won't dare stop you. Someone whispers, Brother Xiang is so nice. But I realize those guys were probably Xiang Weishan's thugs. He's trying to hitch a ride on our team. Someone says, Brother Zhao, let him come with us. We'll watch each other's backs. Xiang Weishan mutters to himself, great, this Zhao is so easy to fool. Someone whispers, Brother Zhao seems convinced. I think Xiang Weishan, we need to stay on guard against his sneaky ass. I say, I'll keep my promise. Then I announce that from now on, this general store will be permanently free for them and their guild. I offer unlimited supplies of everything inside. I nod, sealing the deal. I add that when they leave the store, I'll follow the game rules. I grant Mr. Zhao 3 talent points. The others get 1 each. I smile, thinking this is a private bonus. Someone scoffs, what? I grin like a cat who got the cream. Nini smile. I say, feeling rich. I turn to Zhao Yi, telling him I owe him a personal favor. I add that if there's anything I can do, just ask. He cuts me off, asking if I know about the 2nd floor butcher shop. I warn him that a madman lives there. He's not like me, I say. He doesn't play by the rules. Zhao Yi asks what the butcher wants. I reply that the butcher is looking for his daughter. Congratulations pop up. Zhao Yi Fong Fong Bye Bye Shuei Shuei, Luhan, and Tian Tian have unlocked a new guild scene. The general store is now a station. A 10-meter radius around this area is now a safe zone. Players inside won't take damage. I overhear someone muttering in disbelief. Someone actually unlocked the store? These rookies are insane this year. Another whispers. A 3rd player grumbles. Why didn't Zhao Yi die? Did he see through my trick, he wonders? I approach, asking what orders the big boss has. I assure him, don't worry, boss. Brother Zhao, someone says, should we head back to the guild base first? He points out my injured hand, needs attention. I shrug, saying since we're here, let's not rush back. I decide to unlock the butcher shop instead. One of the others chimes in. Brother Zhao even beat that twisted clown. I have faith in him, she says. Another echoes. Me too, me too. But someone interrupts. Hey, wait a second. He argues that since we've already finished the game and got rewards, shouldn't we leave this task for others? I scoff. What do you mean? You're too scared to go yourselves. But you won't let us go either? I add. The guy says the butcher game kills more people than the clown game. I'm just looking out for you, he claims. I curse. Bullshit your father's ass. I know exactly what you're up to, I snap. You're afraid we'll finish this task and become stronger than you. He tells me to shut up with the useless talk. He declares he won't let us pass today, no matter what. I retort that I could kill him with one finger right now. You underestimate me? I sneer. Do you even know my strength is at 21 points now? I ask. He sputters that it's still in the single digits. Let me go, he yells. I wipe something disgusting off my hand, complaining, how can you just rub that nasty stuff on me? I grab a tissue, it's fine, I cleaned it. I ask the others, what do we do now? Still block them. They quickly step aside. Move out of the way. I reason that we're in the same guild. Even if they stop us from doing the tutorial now, can they stop us forever? They curse, let's fucking talk. They threaten, if you want to die, get lost now, or we'll break your legs and feed you to the butcher for meat filling. I ask, what's wrong with you people? Someone gasps, shit, it's Xiang Weishan. I realize if Xiang Weishan teams up with those guys, we're really done for. I knew this bastard didn't go away quietly. But Xiang Weishan scolds them. Nonsense. Is this how you do things? You won't do it yourselves, he says, and you won't let others do it either. He apologizes, sorry. The blocker steps aside. Change, we'll move now. I'm baffled. What's going on? Xiang Weishan is helping us. Xiang Weishan says to Zhao Yi, brother, don't be afraid. I'll take you to the butcher game, he offers. They won't dare stop you, he assures. I mutter, brother Xiang is so nice. But I also think those guys were obviously his arranged thugs trying to sneak into our team. Brother Zhao, someone says, come with us. We'll look out for each other, he adds. I snicker under my breath. This Zhao is so easy to fool. But I notice Brother Zhao seems to believe him. I ask, Zhao Weishan, what do we do? We need to watch this sneaky bastard every second. Silence hangs thick as we assess the situation. I keep my eyes on Xiang Weishan, waiting for his next move. The tension is palpable like a knife's edge. I hold my ground, not trusting this sudden ally. My hand twitches, ready for anything. I feel the weight of the game pressing down on us. The butcher's mad laughter echoes in my mind. I steel myself for whatever comes next. Xiang Weishan's smile is too smooth, too practiced. I know better than to trust a puppet master. My gut screams this is a trap, but we have no choice. I exchange a glance with Zhao Yi, reading his doubt. We step forward into the unknown, the guild's future hanging by a thread. The floorboards creak under our feet like a warning. I whisper a prayer to the game gods. Don't screw us over now. Xiang Weishan leads the way, his back a target. I wonder if this is the start of a bigger game. The air smells of blood and rot ahead. I clench my fists, ready for a fight. This is just the beginning of the nightmare. I laugh nervously. Well, here we go again. My heart pounds like a drum as we approach the butcher's domain. I remind myself, survive first, trust later. The shadows stretch long, hungry for our fear. I take a breath, stepping into the unknown. The door looms ahead, covered in dry blood. I push it open, my voice steady. Let's meet the butcher. I call the guy a sneaky bastard under my breath. I greet the butcher politely. Hello, sir. He introduces us as players here for his game. He explains he has 3 types of games for us. First, I hear, is delivering takeout for him. He says whoever is fastest wins the round. The winner gets a bowl of meat stew, his special reserve. The loser, he chuckles darkly, gets a very different treatment. I shiver. His laugh is terrifying. Second, he says, is going to the kitchen to cook him a dish. If he's satisfied, the game is passed. If not, he warns, things get personal. He'll personally teach us how to cook, he adds ominously. Third game involves heading to Baizong Valley deep in the mountains. He wants us to gather ingredients for him. He asks which game we want to pick. I tell everyone to hold on. We need to discuss. I ask the group which one we should choose. Someone suggests we go for the second game. They argue we can help each other out that way. No need to kill each other, they reason. But I wonder aloud, will the second game even taste good? There's no clear standard for judging it, I point out. I look at the butcher's demeanor. Can anyone really guess his taste preferences? Besides, if he's set on killing us all anyway, then this game is simply unwinnable from the start. A player asks what I think we should do then. I ask what task they want to take instead. I state plainly that the first task is the easiest. Just delivering food and racing for speed, I explain. If someone's slow, they can only blame themselves. No one else to point fingers at. Someone objects, says that's too advantageous for me. They accuse me of having better physical fitness. And knowing close combat techniques, they add. "I'd definitely finish faster," they grumble. I just nod, acknowledging their point. They speculate I could call my lackeys to block others. Once the task starts, they say darkly. I sigh. They insist on painting me as the villain. There's nothing I can do about that. I shrug. "Brother Zhao, we trust you," someone declares. They tell him to make the call. Another echoes, "Yes, Brother Zhao. You choose, we'll follow," they say. Brother Xiang argues his point has merit. In this cruel world, he reasons, competition is unavoidable. He suggests we leave it to fate. Let the heavens decide, he says. I snort, scoffing at the idea. "Zhao, are you serious?" I ask incredulously. I mutter internally. Everything's going as I planned. Interesting. Once the butcher confirms the game starts, I predict he'll betray us immediately. The butcher sets out the dishes for delivery. He tells us to go quickly and return fast. He'll only recognize the first to complete the task. I notice Brother Zhao isn't moving. I curse under my breath. Damn, I forgot he only has one finger. No way to pack the food himself. I offer to help him. I think about Fangbai, that naive guy. Hasn't he adapted to this place's survival rules yet? Helping Zhao right now is just hurting yourself. People as stupid as Fangbai are better for me. My chances of survival go up with idiots around. I let out a sharp gasp of realization. I mentally wish Zhao Yi good luck. You're on your own. I can only help you this far, I mutter. I complain, your packing skills are terrible. I ask Tian why she isn't doing the task. She pouts, she doesn't want to do tasks. I warn her, no tasks means death. She huffs, call me a liar. She claims Nini said she'd be fine. I ask who this Nini is. She points to a teddy bear, calling it Nini. Nini was her first friend in this world. She explains. I coo at the bear. What a cute little thing. I've never seen such an adorable bear, I admit. She thanks Brother Zhao Yi giddily. With all that praise, Nini gets shy. She giggles. I turn back to the butcher, trying to butter him up. I ask if he has any braised beef. Could he slice me some, please? He grunts noncommittally. He barks at me to get out. I'm not his customer. I drop a bombshell. The clown told me he has a daughter. How long have you been looking for her? I ask. He snarls. What business is it of yours? I propose a trade. It's about your daughter, I clarify. You clearly can't leave this butcher shop for long, I observe. A madman who hates rules like you. Even you have rules you have to follow, right? I could go places you can't, I offer. I could help you find your daughter. Like the ancient profound array. Maybe find some clues there. He sneers. Do you think I'll let you go that easily? I assure him. Of course you will. I completed the clown's game, I point out. That proves my capability. Killing one more person, or one fewer. What difference does it make to a butcher who's washed his hands in blood? He asks pointedly. Find my daughter, he commands. Bring her back to me. You'll receive a handsome reward. I nod, no problem. Congratulations. A system prompt appears. I've accepted a hidden world quest. Search for the butcher's daughter, it reads. I smirk just as I guessed. The clown had told me earlier that the butcher was different from him. He doesn't like following rules. Which means, even if we complete the butcher's game by the book, he could just kill us on a whim. Slaughter us outright. Now I just need to wait quietly for that group doing the task to come back. A player calls out to Brother Zhang Yu. Nini says your hands aren't free. She chirps. Let me help you grab some meat to eat. I exclaim internally. You like Nini? I like Nini too, she giggles. So now I like you too, she declares. Suddenly, an order rings out. Seize them. Don't let them leave the station. I stare at Xiang Weishan in shock. You bastard, you set us up? Someone screams. He sneers. Otherwise what? Wait for you to finish first. Then I die, he spits. He strolls off. I'm out of here. Leaving you all to handle it, he says. His lackeys smirk. Don't worry, big bro. Behave, and we'll make your deaths quick, they taunt. A female player roars. I'll fight you all today. They mock her. You think you can run? Let me go. She yells, struggling. Still talking back, huh? They jeer, hitting her. They order. Beat him until he submits. She screams for help in agony. Someone steps in. Stop, enough. Don't kill them, they warn. We'll rack up kill points. You want to get sent to the kill field? They ask. A thug spits. TCH, they can't even take a hit. Almost got us sent to the kill field, he grumbles. A kind voice asks, are you okay? Let me help you over there to sit down. The beaten player whispers thanks. Another player despairs. We're all going to die. It's all Zhao Yi's fault, they accuse. If he'd insisted on the second game, or the third, maybe none of US would die. I snap. What garbage are you spouting? They argue back. Am I wrong? If he hadn't said to leave it to fate, would we be in this mess? If he hadn't agreed to let Xiang Weishan join our team, would Xiang Weishan have screwed us over? I call him out. You're out of your mind. You always bully the weak and fear the strong. Xiang Weishan is the one who hurt you. You don't dare touch him, so you take it out on your own people. Forgot who carried you through the last dungeon? He snarls. Say that again. Someone mutters. This guy's terrified of dying. Better not provoke him. The scare player mutters. Right, I'll kill Zhao. If I kill Zhao, Xiang Weishan will definitely let me leave. Definitely. He repeats. Zhao Yi, come out here. He yells. I blink. Want some beef together? I can tell what he's thinking at a glance. I announce. I've already settled things with Mr. Butcher. He's letting me take a few people out of here. Who? Someone gasps. They ask, is that true? I nod, of course it is. Otherwise, would I be sitting here, eating so calmly? Oh, right, I add casually. What did you want from me earlier? He backpedals. Nothing, really. He whispers, Brother Zhao, watch out for Fong Bai. Bai Shuijie asks if we're eating meat. I stutter in confusion. Oh, no. You're fine, I reassure him. As for the meat, I decline. I tell someone to take it easy and eat some meat first. Looks like he's already given up completely. Some bullshit rookie ranking leader he thinks he is. He actually dared to challenge Xiang Weishan. I snort, like he's even worthy. I boast that I only used a little trick and that dumb pig fell for it. That stupid pig fell right into my trap. He should try using that pig brain of his for once. Someone like him is just trash. He thinks he's worthy of calling me, Xiang Weishan, his brother. I agree, yeah, fucking exactly. Even with death staring him in the face, he's still playing it cool. I wonder how long he can keep up that act. Gufu, I shout. I declare that I've successfully completed his game and was the first to deliver his food. I was the first one to deliver his food. I demand he hand over my reward now. Here it comes, Neo Cha. Someone yells excitedly. They cheer that Brother Sean is about to finish the mission. They say Brother Sean is getting stronger. They think I'll get to eat and drink well too. Maybe even hook up with some hot chicks. It's all over, another voice whispers. We're all going to die. He repeats that we're all doomed. Ah, bring it on. I laugh. A region-wide announcement blares out. Xiang Weishan claims he wants to be the most badass rookie ever. Why? Why? He screams. He asks why it's killing him when he was the first to finish the task. Zhao, he spits out. He's convinced Zhao, he must have done something. He just stands there dumbfounded. I regret it, he whimpers, finally realizing his mistake. He says he failed to recognize a true master. He begs for his life, crying, please spare me, no. I wonder what just happened. Didn't he complete the game? Then why did he die? Someone mutters, confused, why the one who finished the task got killed. They ask who will be next. Will it be Zhao Yi, who's closest to him? You have completed my task, a voice announces. This is your reward. Thank you. I hear. Congratulations to player Zhao Qi for pioneering a new guild achievement. The system cheers. Holy shit, the user function's been unlocked too. Someone gasps. Silver level, grandma's tits, another exclaims in awe. They admit this newbie has some real talent. It's a shame this big world quest has already been marked by Zhao Yi. Now anyone higher level than him can't do the big world quest on this map. Unless he dies. Dude, that's a dangerous thought, I mutter. But if they don't kill him, they'll have to wait for him to open the next big map. The big world quests and NPC side quests will be fully unlocked then. Only then will they have a chance to do them. It seems everyone is eyeing those rewards with envy. Quite a few are already scheming. Within our guild, there's no explicit rule against players killing each other. The higher-ups just let them do whatever. I grin. Now, that's going to be a good show. I realize Zhao, he finished the quest after all. Meanwhile, we might just be waiting here to die. I ask if there's any information about his daughter. He says he can't remember much about his life before. He hopes these 2 items can help me find her. I promise I'll do it as soon as possible. Then I add that I need to take a few people with me. He says I can take them all if I want. We can leave too, someone asks in disbelief. Is this for real? Another whispers, stunned. They can't believe they survived and even got some free talent points. Awesome, I'm alive, one of them cheers. But I think to myself that I actually never plan to take them all. He-Tao will take us all away. Someone asks, confused. I realize she's planning to use someone else as a weapon. Just say it. Who do you want to kill? I ask her. Li Yuhan. What? She blurts out in surprise. Luhan panics, saying I have no reason to kill him. He insists he's never done anything wrong to me. He claims he's just like everyone else. I state that I don't mind sharing the meat with others. But there are 2 things I can't stand. First, people eating the meat from my bowl. Second, people who eat off me but also want to eat me. I announce that I have no interest in killing. But that doesn't mean I won't. Oh no, he screams in terror. No, please. Watch your step in next life, I say coldly. Holy shit, someone yells. Ha ha, a ghost, another shrieks. I ask them what they're standing around for. The tutorial quest is complete. Aren't they going back? They stammer. telling me not to worry. I assure them I won't kill them. I claim I'm not that kind of heartless person. I joke that killing is still pretty hard for someone as kind-hearted and soft as me. Kind-hearted? Soft? One of them scoffs. Who do you think you're fooling? He says, not buying it. He admits he wouldn't have been fooled by my harmless, handsome face if he hadn't just seen me kill 2 guys with my own feet. Still, he thanks me for the 2 attribute points I gave him. He then warns me that Xiang Weishan has an older brother who's a core member of the guild. He says I'll probably be in big trouble for killing Xiang Weishan. I tell him I know. He asks what I plan to do. I shrug and say I'll just be careful. I check, and these Sun Bye types are either NPCs with the same name in other places or players. None of them have any info related to the butcher's daughter. You have retrieved an item, bloodstained recorder, the system dings. Whitey, has the train arrived at Gushuan town yet? A man's voice asks from it. Dad, it's so cold here, a girl's voice whimpers. It's so cold, she repeats. Whitey, are you in Gushuan town right now? The father asks, panicked. She screams, me. She whimpers, does it hurt? She sobs that she doesn't want to go to the bone marrow injection. What's going on? The father demands. Whitey, tell Dad clearly, he begs. Whitey, it's so cold. She cries. Will you come take Whitey home? She asks him, her voice breaking. He promises, okay, Whitey. Where are you? He asks frantically. I'm coming to get you right now. I'm at. He trails off. Hey, Hanbai, he calls. Hanbai, where are you? Hanbai, talk to me, he shouts. Don't laugh, Hanbai, he warns. He sighs, Gushuan town. I figure something must have happened to the train mid-journey. This organization is a dead end. It looks like the butcher's quest will have to wait for now. I know that I'm level 3 now, so I can go grind his quest. That evening, after Zhao Yi finishes dinner, Zhao Yi is caught while out for a walk. He's grabbed and dragged to room 511 at the guild headquarters. How did Wei Shan die? A man growls. I killed him. Do you know who I am? I ask calm. He tries to guess, saying, let me guess. You're Xiang Weishan's brother. He confirms it and warns that since I've heard of him, I should know what kind of man he Xiang Babong is. I cut him off, saying no. Actually, I've never heard of you. I complain that all this talking has made me thirsty. His lackey, Wang, calls me too cocky and offers to shoot me. Another agrees, saying that while players can't die in guild territory, bullets still hurt. They suggest torturing me until I go crazy. Xiang Babong asks if I know what he's thinking. He answers himself, saying he's imagining blowing my head off with a hunting rifle. He sneers, looking at me like a pathetic worm, too broke to even afford a gun. Sorry to disappoint, I say, pulling out a rifle. I actually do have a hunting rifle. Well, what happened? Someone screams. This lunatic fired a shot, another yells. I reasoned that if I'd shot carelessly, he would have dodged. So I used good talk and acting to distract them first. Then I let him be the one to taste the bullet first. Madman, he shouts in pain. I'm dead again, he screams. This familiar feeling. He gasps out. He writhes in agony, saying that it is coming again. The one who grabbed us, the spirit of the madman locked up in here. In their eyes, Zhao Yi has no fixed form. He's an unknown secret, an unreadable truth. He's the master of this unknown borderland, the one who rules over it. He is rage, envy, paranoia, tyranny, and bloodlust personified. The voice describes him as angry, jealous, paranoid, violent, and bloodthirsty. I shake my head. No, I haven't actually heard of you. I've been talking so much, my throat is dry. I'm getting thirsty from all this chatting. A guy calls out to Brother Wang, saying I'm way too cocky. He brags he could shoot me dead with one word. Another voice chimes in, agreeing with the plan. He notes that we're inside the guild's territory. Players can die here. He warns, almost casually. But getting shot still hurts, he adds, like that's reassuring. He suggests they just torture me until I go mad. Brother Wang hums, then asks if I know what he's thinking. He says he's thinking about something very specific. He imagines if he had a hunting rifle right now, he'd blow my head clean off with one shot. He scoffs, looking at me like I'm pathetic, like a crawling bug. He mocks me for being so poor, I can't even afford a gun. I feel a little awkward admitting this. I say, sorry, but I actually do have a hunting rifle. Panic erupts. What's happening? Someone yells. This lunatic fired a gun, another voice shrieks. I know if I just fired wildly, he'd have dodged it. Of course, I had to use some smooth talk and acting to distract them all, then let him be the first one to taste a bullet, just for me. Someone screams, you're insane. I sigh. Dead again. That familiar feeling washes over me, a sense of deja vu. I let out a low groan. Ugh, not this again. Someone points at him. It's him again. He's the one who grabbed us from outside and locked us in here with these psychos. In the eyes of these insane patients, the coverall has no shape. It's a mysterious, unknown secret to them, an indecipherable truth. It's the master of this strange, borderline land. He's furious, jealous, paranoid, cruel, and bloodthirsty. I glance at the guy. He's got that look, paranoid, violent, ready to snap. I mentally label him Mr. Unstable. And bloodthirsty too. Great. Just what I needed, another homicidal teammate. He can clearly call out each monster's name that's locked in here. The moment he walks past those terrifying creatures, they just bury their heads and play dead. I blink. Respawn that fast. He holds up something and asks if I know what it is. Sword ants, he says. For ordinary people, he explains, this is an unbearable punishment. But for me, I shrug. Not really working, buddy. He laughs loudly, like a villain in a bad cartoon. Just need more practice, he mutters. Let's see if he keeps running his mouth, he adds, gloating. I sigh dramatically. That feels amazing. Can I have another round? Suddenly someone knocks, and a voice asks who's at the door. On my turf, the newcomer says, you take someone without telling me? That's against the rules. A man mutters under his breath, surprised that Lu Jie of all people showed up. She announces she's here to collect someone. Zhao Yi, come with me, she orders. Oh, by the way, she adds, squinting at me. Who are you? I've never seen you on the 7th floor. Someone whispers that the 7th floor is where the guild's top combatants live. Only elite players can live there, they explain, then trail off. Brother Feng hasn't. Another voice cuts in. Oh, shut up. Hold it in, someone hisses. Just hold it. I realize this woman is one of the strongest fighters in the entire guild. I don't care who you are, she says flatly. Just remember this. Inside the dungeon, I can't control what happens, she continues. But if you try anything with this person inside the guild hall, you'll regret it. Brother Zhao, did the elephant trunk clam do anything to you? Someone asks worriedly. He shakes his head. No, Sister Lu. Was it you who tipped them off? He asks. I saw you get dragged over there, he explains. She smiles nervously. I was just worried. Come inside to talk, he says, gesturing. You saved me because you want something, right? I ask directly. He tells me about the forgetting angel, a being that once cured thousands of the most terrifying mental patients in a mad kingdom. You're that powerful, he says. Can you treat me too? Oh, right, someone interjects. Who wants to join the new open-world mission? I'm about to head out soon, they add. Brother Zhao, to be honest, another voice says, I want to go too. But this mission's death rate is terrifying, they admit. I can't afford to lose. Another stammers, agreeing nervously. Are you going? Someone asks. Let's go. I notice someone has rice stuck all over their face. Even that little girl, Tian Tian, is brave enough to go. A voice scoffs. I changed my mind, they declare. I'm going too. Since you've decided, another says, raising a cup, let's toast. Wishing you all the best, they add warmly. We arrive at platform 3, and a voice welcomes us to the open world mission. The lingering train requires 5 to 9 players, it announces. Please form your own teams. Brother Zhao, someone whispers, we don't have enough people. The mission entrance is in car 1, he replies. Let's check it out first. Don't run away, you guys, a voice calls after us. Just because a lot of people died doesn't mean you should skip the mission, they add, almost whining. 2 talent points, they emphasize, trying to tempt us. I notice the 3 people walking over. The one in front looks like that new guy, Zhao. Hi, Zhao Yi, hello. One of them greets cheerfully. Here to pick up a mission, they ask. Team up with us. We promise we won't hold you back, they assure him. Zhao Yi mutters. We're happy to, but I don't know if your teammates have objections. No objections, 2 voices chime in immediately. Come on, join in, they urge. I'm fine with it too. Another voice agrees casually. A voice announces our entry into the big world. The mission is called Grudge Falcon, it adds. Good luck. We find ourselves beneath 6 Harmony City. No one else is here, someone observes. Looks like we've been separated, I mutter. Let's check the surroundings first, I suggest. Since the mission is to resolve these grudges, we need to know what happened here, I reason. I spot something. This is... A little creature appears. It's weak, but it doesn't attack me immediately. Not that dangerous then, I conclude. I'll ignore it for now. I pick up a crushed iron pencil case. This was squeezed into this shape. Something big must have happened inside this train. Let's see if there's anything else, I say, scanning the area. I find a duck head, then another. A voice giggles, duck head, hee hee. The laughter continues, unsettling. Istare. A message congratulates me. You've slain the vengeful spirit. Your soul weapon is strengthened. Ugh, finally dead. I exhale. Too scary. Someone screams, panicking. You don't come any closer, another voice stammers. I look down. It's just a little kid. The child whimpers. I didn't mean to hurt you. I was forced to. Don't be afraid, I say, softening my voice. I'm one of the good guys. Really, uncle? The kid asks wide-eyed. I raise an eyebrow. I'll give you one chance to call me that again. Big brother, the kid corrects quickly. I nod approvingly. That's better. Now, I have a question. What happened on this train before? I ask gently. The kid shakes, looking around. I can't say. He's watching me. If I say it, he'll know immediately, they whisper. Who is he? I press. Page 38 of our textbook taught us. The kid recites, secrets can't be told to just anyone. I'm a good child. I can't blabber bad things, they add almost mechanically. Another voice mutters, Uncle, don't rush. Let's take a closer look later. Don't throw your things around, the voice adds, oddly parental. Or you'll cry when you can't find them later. The kid suddenly warns, Big brother, don't go to car 1. Got it? Who said that? I ask, spinning around. I spot a new map and castle in the control room. Launch this little boat, I mutter, examining the controls. Don't go to the driver's cabin, a ghostly voice warns. He'll keep watching you. I frown. Okay, who is this? Or what is it? A familiar voice calls out, Zhao Yi, you're here. That's great, please save us. I turn to see Meow Meow, looking desperate. A cold voice cuts through. Outsiders are forbidden from participating in the game. Unless you're willing to stake your life, it adds ominously. I raise an eyebrow. Stake my life, huh? Meow Meow snaps. What are you hesitating for? We're all teammates on the same boat. Standing by and watching us die is selfish, she accuses. Another player chimes in. This game isn't hard. With your skills, you should finish it easily. Fine, I'll join, I sigh. Meow Meow mutters under her breath, relieved that I agreed. She complains about another player, calling her a princess with a superiority complex. If Zhao Yi got offended, we'd be doomed, she whispers. What game? I ask. How do we play? A ghostly voice explains, the game is called Guess, Guess, Guess. Within 10 minutes, you must figure out how we died in our previous lives, it says. You can ask 3 questions total, it continues. We won't lie, but you can't directly ask about our deaths. If you fail, we'll take one arm from each of those 2, the ghost gestures at the others, and you will die, it adds, grinning. I nod slowly. All right, I understand. Meow Meow hisses. What's with that attitude? Take this seriously. I don't want to lose an arm. Please, she adds, trying to sound sweet. I roll my eyes. These 2 are really entitled. The ghost announces that Ning Wan and the other have used up 2 questions already. Only 1 left, it says. Think carefully before you ask. Okay, I say slowly. So, I'll ask you this. Do you long for freedom? Mio Uxprudas. Are you insane? Wang Su wasted 2 questions, and now you're wasting the last one. With your lousy attitude, I have no idea how you got to rank 1, she sneers. Wang Su protests weakly. Hey, insult them all you want, but why drag me into it? I ignore them. Answer me. Do you long for freedom? The ghost's voice turns wistful. Long for it. Desperately. But freedom will never come again, it whispers sadly. All right, your questions are done, the ghost declares. Now guess our cause of death, it says, eager. Get it right, and you're safe for now, it explains. But if you get it wrong, it trails off with a wicked chuckle. Mio Upanix. We're doomed. How are we supposed to guess that? A voice warns me not to throw my things around. Otherwise I'll cry when I can't find them later. Sweet. Then it says not to go to car 1. Got it. I ask who the hell is talking. It says there's a new castle and map in the control room. I'm told to start the little boat. And not to go to the driver's cabin. Apparently, he will keep staring at me. I wonder, who is this anyway? Or more accurately, what is it? Someone calls me by name, relieved I've arrived. They say it's great to see me. They beg me to save them. A voice announces outsiders can't join the game. Unless I'm willing to stake my life. I repeat, stake my life, huh? They ask what I'm hesitating for. They say we're all comrades on the same boat now. They accuse me of being selfish if I refuse to help. They say that's way too selfish of me. They reassure me the game isn't hard. With my skills, they claim it should be easy. They say I should be able to complete it easily. I shrug and agree to join. Someone mutters with relief that I've agreed. They complain that Li Meow Meow is a total princess. They worry what would happen if she'd offended me. I ask what the game is. They say it's called Guess, Guess, Guess. The timer is set to 10 minutes. We have to figure out how they died. We can ask 3 questions total. They promise not to lie, but we can't directly ask about their death. That's off the table. If we fail, they'll take the other 2's arms. They emphasize that, and I'll die. I nod, saying I get it. Someone snaps at my attitude. They tell me to take this seriously. They don't want to lose an arm. They plead with me pathetically. I think these two sure are pushy. The ghosts announce that Ning Wan and another have used up 2 questions. Only one remains. They warn me to think carefully. So I ask if they yearn for freedom. Someone calls me crazy. They complain that Wang Su wasted 2 questions. And now I've wasted the last one. They insult my look, calling me pathetic. They wonder how I ever got a number 1 on the leaderboard. I say if they're going to insult someone, keep it to that person. Why drag me into it? I repeat my question. Do they yearn for freedom? They answer with deep longing. They admit freedom is hopeless for them now. The ghosts say my question is used up. Now we have to guess their cause of death. If correct, we're safe for now. If wrong, they chuckle ominously. They laugh like it's the best joke. I think we're doomed. How could anyone possibly guess that? I say they're the ones who guessed it, not me. I had nothing to do with it. If they can't answer, we all die together. I note that's the rule. My death is ruled a homicide. The other person strangled me. Their goal was to eat the flesh off my bones. I die from an asthma attack. In the car, with no medicine, I suffocate to death. I die by suicide. I complete the game. Now, they declare I'm temporarily safe. They cheer that I succeeded. They praise me as the top player. I thank them, saying I want freedom just as much as they do. And I'm willing to give everything for it. Oh, by the way, I ask. I want to know what happened on this train. Someone says there are no answers here. I'll have to go outside to find them. But the outside world is dangerous. I need to find a ghost candle. Only then can I survive out there. About the ghost candle. I recall that little girl ghost sent me to car 1. The ghost house should be in car 1. I say thanks, hey. I call out to my buddy Zhao. I ask where he's going. He replies he's going after his own freedom. I volunteer to go with him. Someone whines that if we all leave, what will they do? I ask what they mean. They can come with us. They scoff at the idea of going on a suicide mission with us. They say they finally found a safe spot. They think I'm crazy. I ask what they want to do then. We're all in this mission together. I wonder if they plan to just sit back and do nothing, reaping the benefits like a lazy fisherman. Zhao Yi found Tian Tian in car 2. Then he found Wen Long, and by Shuiji there too. In car 3, he found Qin Xiufang. Each of them completed the evil ghost games in their cars. All 7 people. Every single one walks into car 1. The host welcomes everyone. He says we've arrived at the D19 train. I ask what game we're playing. He says there's no game in this car. We were split into 5 cars earlier. After completing the games, we could explore some hidden clues. Now, he explains we can use the clues we found to explore more. There's 6 ghost candles here. Each candle, once removed from its holder, burns for 1 hour. Within that hour, whoever holds it won't be attacked by other ghosts on the train. The ghost candle can also dispel the darkness outside the train to some extent, and it makes the highly aggressive ghosts in the dark see us as their own kind. Of course, he adds, that doesn't mean they won't attack us. After all the ghost candles burn out, the seal on the driver's cabin behind him opens. I ask what happens if the seal opens. He says it's no big deal. Just that the conductor and another passenger who must not be named will come out. It sounds like the conductor and that passenger are dangerous. Better to not let them out. He also has a warning. The door car 1 is the only door on the train that opens. Once we choose to leave, we can go out, but the things outside can come in. All right, he says we can start distributing the candles. Someone points out there are 7 of us, but only 6 candles. They ask how we'll divide them. No matter how, someone will be left without. But if we do it the other way, it's simple. No matter how we distribute the rest, those going outside to find clues must get 1 each. I agree with Brother Zhao. Those contributing to the team get priority for a ghost candle. Someone argues how we know they'll actually contribute. They say the person might just take the candle and hide. They accuse him of wanting a candle for himself, without saying it outright, just making excuses. Suddenly, the person yells in pain. They scream it hurts. They realize Zhao Yi has a gun. They marvel that the gun costs thousands of points. They wonder how a newbie like him got it. Zhao Yi makes a sarcastic remark about their clumsiness. He says how careless. They've broken their own leg. The person accuses him of trying to kill them. They beg the rest of us to stop him. I say even if Zhao Yi kills Ling Miao Miao, we won't interfere. With 1 person dead, the ghost candles will be perfectly divided. Zhao Yi shushes them, offering to perform surgery. He says he'll kill them. But if they struggle too much, he might accidentally tear their mouth, and they'll bleed to death, which is on them. They scream no. They beg him to stop. He finishes and tells them it's okay. He says don't cry. He stopped the bleeding. They just can't speak, but they won't die. The host sighs, saying what a pity. Just now, a lovely young girl accidentally broke her tongue, teeth, and legs. He warns us not to make such low-level mistakes. Someone mutters that this guy is terrifying. Too terrifying. They recall rumors from their guild and confirm they were right. They say this person can't be left alive. But they need to complete the mission first. They decide not to act yet. I announce I'm taking a ghost candle and going out. Zhao, he says he'll come with me. The three of us will explore together. I say the rest can divide the remaining three among themselves. Someone asks Brother Zhao for his thoughts on the mission. They ask if he has any ideas. He asks if they didn't get clues in their cars. They ask what clues. They say they just played a jump rope game with some ghosts. There were no special clues. I say I see. Someone mentions we need to go to some control panel. I correct them. It's the control room. It has a full map of the train station. My village isn't a small village. The train station isn't small either. The ghost candle only burns for an hour. To not waste time, we need to find a map first. But even if we find a map, I wonder what we'll do. I estimate the way to complete the mission is outside the station. So we need the map to find key information. Exactly. The mission is to resolve the resentment. First, we need to understand what resentment is on the train and where it comes from. Only by knowing what happened back then and understanding the conflicts can we possibly complete the mission. I say I asked several ghosts in the cars, but they dared not speak of the past. This means somewhere in the station, there's a terrifying presence we can't see, watching them and us. So we can't learn anything from inside the train. We have to come out and search for clues. The control room should be in that direction. I suggest we check it out. It should be just around this corner. We approach and I gasp. I mutter about what that thing looks like and what it wants. Someone warns me to be careful. They say this ghost is fierce. It might attack us. I say no, it won't. It's asleep. They ask how I know, and then I accidentally wake it up. I curse under my breath. Zhao Yi snaps at me for being so reckless. I protest, saying I've always been timid. That's why I'm so cautious. They scoff. Cautious? I just reached up and pulled its nose hair. I mutter that he should be more careful. Just casually yanking out someone's nose hair isn't exactly subtle. I scoff. Cautious? Me? I'm just scared of ghosts. Thank you very much. I glance at the guard. He's still out cold. Good. Crisis averted. I head for the door. Time to get out of here. I check the door. Locked. Of course. Why would anything be easy? Someone yells at me, demanding to know what the hell I'm doing. I point at the guard. Can't you see? I'm multitasking kropka. I explain that I'm taking off his shirt. It's for the mission, I swear. The guy suggests we just run instead. Maybe he's got a point. He says I hit the guard so hard he'll definitely wake up. He warns that the security ghost will wake up eventually. He repeats that I hit him too hard. I shrug. He was in the way. I admit he's probably right. I might have overdone it. A player calls out, brother, all done. Like we're shopping. He decides we don't need to keep pulling things off the guard. He suggests letting the guard off the hook. Generous of him. He reminds us we have actual tasks to do, right? The mission. I agree. Fine. Let's spare the guard for now. He stops. Wait, big brother. He's got a question. He points out we only needed the key, not the entire uniform. He asks why I had to strip the guy. I sigh. Amateur. I toss the shirt at him. Just put it on. He whines about the smell. I snap back. If it's so bad, you wear it. He claims he's too skinny. The shirt would swim on him. I say he'd be perfect for it. The guard's build and his are close. I insist he puts the guard's clothes on. It's our best disguise. I tell him the smell will complete the effect. Authenticity. I grab something else. And this. I hold up a nightstick. I hand him the nightstick. Carry this. Hit anyone who gets close. I explain the plan. With the uniform and the stick, he's the boss. I stare at the weapon. It looks so cool and menacing. I realize it's just a glorified shit stirrer. Disappointing. I wave us forward. Let's go. Time's running out. I mutter that we don't have much time left. The mission's ticking. I push him away. Stay away from me. Too many ghosts here. I look around. The place is crawling with ghostly NPCs. He whispers, maybe we should run. Honestly, not a bad idea. I snap. What are you staring at? Get moving. A ghost hisses. Boss is coming. All of you, get to the corner. The ghost commands us to drop our pants and face the wall. He repeats, pants off, ass up. I blink. This is weird. The ghost adds, but in the air. I stare at him. Is this a joke? The ghost asks if I'm crazy, talking to them like that. I laugh. Crazy? I'm not afraid of you ghosts. I pat him on the head. Look how obedient he is. I look around. What are you all waiting for? Get spanking. I urge him to hit them hard. No holding back. I add, stay steady. Head west. Commit to the bit. He hesitates. This feels wrong. Spanking a ghost, but he asks, so he actually listens to me? I nod. Yep, you're the fake guard now. Enjoy it. The ghost lets out an enthusiastic ah. I sigh. I groan. You guys are way too excited about this. Close. I mutter. What's so fun about this? I don't get it. I snap, don't look inside. This is not a peep show. The ghost concludes, seems he's fine. No issues. He declares he'll check the computer for clues. I decide to follow him. I'll come with you. I scan the station's top-down blueprint on the screen. I wonder aloud why the blueprint has height markings on it. I note that normally there'd be a front elevation view. Not this. I complain. Did the designer have a brain tumor? Why do this? I point out the mess of numbers crammed onto the map. I mutter, instead of just making a proper elevation map. I decide these numbers must mean something. Let's write them down. I pause. Wait, the underground warehouse has no data. I frown. That's weird. It's missing. A player asks what's wrong. I point at the map. I explain that only the underground warehouse is on 4B1. I note that nowhere else on the map has a basement level. I realize it feels like B1 was built just for this warehouse. I add, that seems completely unnecessary. I tell him to go find newspapers. Grab them all. I agree. Okay, all of them. I'm getting a theory. I wonder if the ghost's cryptic hint meant this exact thing. I think I understand the game now. The real danger. I point toward the office. The clue's in there. He returns, holding a pile. All the newspapers are here. I nod. Good. Let's leave. Now. I mutter to myself that this feels completely unnecessary. I tell my hands to go find some newspapers first. I insist we need all of them. Every single one. I wonder if the ghost meant something specific with that him comment. Then it clicks. I think I finally understand this twisted game. The real danger zone, not the obvious traps. I head to the office, my footsteps echoing in the stale air. I spot a pile. Every newspaper in this godforsaken place stacked right here. I announce it's time to leave, grabbing the bundle before anything else jumps out.